Oh, hello.
Hi.
We're here once again. Well, I say once again, but
Are we streaming on YouTube?
Yeah, we're streaming on YouTube.
Okay.
Why?
It looked like the same stuff.
It is the same
as
stuff.
when you do it on stream.
Yeah, it's the same program. It just goes to different places.
Does it do the same thing where it tells us if people are watching? Do we have a chat?
We have a chat. We do have a chat. Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully we'll get some people helping us along the way, because this is it seems to be a game that we have to make a lot of decisions in.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll be entertaining. But tonight, yes, we typically do stream on Twitch. But tonight we decided to go for YouTube to see how it handles, to see what kind of interaction we get. Are you not in that? Oh, yeah.
Hello. Your whole face. It was your whole face.
My whole face. It was me. It was just me. And they don't want to see me. They want to see you. And then a little bit of me. But mostly you. Okay.
You have the nice voice, but I have the pretty face.
You have a good voice.
But it doesn't make people's knees tremble like yours.
Jeez. That was one time. All right, let's see here. So tonight we are going to give a try to a game called Tiny Bunny.
Wait a minute. What about my snacks?
I will go get your snacks.
I'm excited about these special snacks.
Right. You go ahead and talk to the people.
Oh, wait, without you? Oh,
yeah.
no. Are there people?
Probably not. But you go ahead and sit down. I'm going to get your snacks, and we're going to boot up that game.
Oh, okay. Should I boot it?
It's installed right now.
What?
Installed right now.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, world. We're trying a game called Tiny Bunny. I know nothing about this game, but it seems to be one of those deals where it says every choice you make affects the story. Let's see. Is there something I could read about it? The Tiny Bunny is a non-linear horror visual novel. Those who have heard the voice of the forest are beyond help. Ooh, spooky. Okay, so hopefully it's scary. Hopefully it's a good story. That's what I like best in a video game, is a good story. And if anybody's watching, please help us make the decisions of what we should do in the thing.
Okay.
Oh, look, it's you. Thank you.
So, what were you?
I was talking about the game.
Okay, so we are celebrating my wife's birthday this week, and one of the things that I got her, we're trying some oldies and some newbies of snacks.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, so first one,
Ooh.
Reese's Sticks is a classic.
Is it a class? I don't think I've ever had one.
Reese's Sticks. You know the old tune, right? Mm-mm. Yeah, I don't think they had one. Another one we're going to try is Pretzel Reese's Cup.
That sounds good too.
Kablamo. We've also got some, of course, Green.
These are one of my favorites. It's like my tears.
And two of these.
They're also very cold.
Yeah, they were in the car.
Ooh, what are these?
Salted caramel Twix and cookies and cream Twix.
Ooh, very nice.
Okay.
So much candy.
Yep, a lot of candy.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Should we dive in? Should we...
Let me get my candy that I got today as well. Yeah, so hope y'all are ready to get disturbed.
in? Let's get disturbed.
It is
The
installed.
art looks really cool.
Okay, so the first thing I want to do actually is hi everyone.
Oh,
we're here.
Hey, look, it's me.
So
Hi.
I'm going to make sure that this boots in the way that we need it to boot.
Should I open one of these?
Yeah, go ahead.
I've never tried the Reese's Sticks, and
Have
you
you not tried
talked
Reese's
them up so much.
Well, I assumed they were good. Language. Oh, we could put Russian as our language.
It's like a Nutter Butter.
Oh, man, Nutter Butter's delicious.
It's like a Nutter Butter, but like better quality. Warning! Do you want it on this screen or on this screen?
We want it on this screen.
Then I look at the camera.
Here we go. All right, everyone.
Let's
Can you
do
hear the
it.
game? Can you hear the game in that? Perfect.
It's got a little spooky music.
All right, we're in the old. There we go. All right, let me go get the splitter, so I can also.
So
hear-
you won't be asking me, what'd you happen?
What you happen?
What happened?
What you thinking? Let's see, where is?
Like last time, I'd just scream and then go, so what happened?
I couldn't hear.
What'd you hear? Oh, that bunny just blinked.
Yeah, it'll do that.
I didn't know. It didn't do it for like a long time and then it blinked.
No, I didn't.
Oh, and then it's all nose move.
It's a bunny. Bunnies blink. They have nose movements. Bowel movements.
We would have been more prepared, but our son was having an existential crisis.
Yes, he was.
So, yeah.
So there's that.
So there's that.
And some worms.
It's some worms.
Okay, can you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna new game it, right?
We got a new game this mess.
New game. New game.
This is a game that I found in about
There's lots of chords
2
in
or
the
3
arm
minutes.
space.
There are a lot of chords in your arm space.
This one's under the keyboard?
Yeah, that one's fine. That's what I'd like to have it.
Oh.
So you don't
Ooh,
have it.
okay. The wind clawed at my window all night long.
We will be censoring this just because there might be children on the chat.
It wandered the fields and howled like a hungry beast.
Oh my.
An endless song weaved from all sorts of voices, shrill, gentle, sneery, twined in the air. They were shouting and laughing and arguing about something. Someone was running through the snow while casting long shadows that would occasionally creep close to my bed. Our house had a mind of its own, the creaky old mind of a building that had seen a lot in its days and was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants. The lonely house faced the forest, and the dark green thicket gazed back with its hollow eyes, rustling, whizzing, swaying back and forth. This is beautiful.
Is it?
This is so beautifully written. One could come out and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves there was nobody behind the crooked trees. Fuzzy silhouettes swaying in the wind couldn't possibly do any harm. It's just a play of light and shadow. Just a play. I knew it was just my imagination. I was already 12, after all.
Oh.
Still. Oh, it's a fox. I didn't see that the whole time. Episode 1.
The owl will arrive. Ooh, fancy. Oh, wow.
Убери книгу немедленно.
Oh my gosh, it's in Russian.
It is. Put away your book.
Сколько раз говорила, не
How many
читай за
times have
столом,
I told you
вредно.
not to read at the
Сидишь,
table? It's bad for
сутулился
your
весь.
health. Look at how slouched you are. Is that a thing in Russia? Reading is bad for your health.
Apparently.
I didn't protest and put the book about Conan the Barbarian
Well,
aside.
I mean, if it's Conan the Barbarian, that makes more sense.
I was stuck on a line I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyway. Because Mom's a babe. Look at her. All Russian women are, right? Olya had already finished her breakfast and was munching on some cookies. She was so enthusiastic she almost looked like your typical girl from commercials.
Пока не съешь, из-за стола не
You're not
встанешь.
going anywhere until you finish all of it. I, on the other hand, was still trying to drill a hole in the plate with my eyes as if it would make the porridge disappear. Hazy anxiousness welled up inside, all because of the previous sleepless night, the black forest around our house, and the gloomy wind. The longer I waited, the colder the lumpy white substance became.
What?
It looked like a jellyfish from the Cousteau Odyssey. I love that show. I wonder how horrifying the bottom of the ocean is. Man, this kid really has got a ADD. Or how could the black forest at night? Okay, the spoon fell out of my hand. Mom showered me with a cold glare from her green eyes.
Что я говорила?
What did I just say?
Я достану.
I'll get it. I had 10 seconds to catch my breath before battling the nasty porridge once again. I felt around for the spoon. Oh no. What is this carved on the other side of the table? Karina.
Karina.
Ha! That's my mom's name.
What a coincidence.
I guess she carved it out with something pointing when she was little. She sure was a rascal damaging the furniture like that.
Rascal.
She would scold me for a week if I did something similar, though. Should I remind her about it? No, she's been in a bit of a bad mood lately.
That was our first.
I imagined her being my age, sitting under this table. No, my first decision was to put the book away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wonder, was Mom afraid of the dark back then? Or the sounds coming from the attic? Or the thick forest?
Oh, my.
It's a babushka!
Babushka.
I imagined my grandma coming into my little mom's room, sitting at the edge of her bed, where Olya sleeps nowadays, and saying this in her soft, smooth voice. Tori, do it.
Тайга особое место, детятка.
She already said it. Oh, she did in Russian. Taiga is a special place, little girl.
Oh, look at her little chin whiskers.
Она к тебе присматривается,
Ooh, it's watching you
принюхивается.
closely.
Tech Stock, welcome.
Tech Stock! Hi!
Do you know Tech Stock?
Yeah, he's the audiologist in my new group.
Hey!
Словно хочет понять, что ты за
Trying to discern
зверь
what kind of
такой.
beast you are.
Понравишься в беде не брось.
it won't abandon you in times of trouble. I don't know what that accent is, but
А
You
будешь
like know how to
проказничать,
do a Russian accent.
схватит
you're a
за
bad
бочок
apple.
и
He'll grab
утащит
you
с
by the
собой под
side and
землю.
drag you under the ground. Holy crap.
Тут-то и дело с концом.
That would be it.
Grandma was caring. She never fought with anybody, never yelled, never swore. Those were the times without the maddening screams until late at night, without smashed dishes and mutual accusations. That was right in my ear.
A little thirsty.
Our parents used to love each other back then. Oh no!
Yikes.
I remember listening in on one of their conversations by chance. They were talking about Grandma getting prepared for her funeral. She had already bought a casket.
Hey,
And she
proactive.
called it her cute funeral box. It waited for its time in the closet, patiently. It was black, upholstered with meat-colored material on the inside. I saw it when my grandma was getting buried. The house didn't change since the time she was alive. Only all of the photos were gone. Glass-covered pictures with gray faces of my ancestors. They all had a dead but watchful look in their eyes. I crawled out from under the table. He was under there a long time.
Yeah.
Olya was done with her cookies and was looking at my share like a sly woodland critter.
3 hours
I
later.
turned my gaze toward the frosted window. There were a lot of dark pines outside, but they didn't grab my attention. The pattern of frost formed a picture on the glass.
Оля, гляди, лиса!
Olya, look, it's a fox.
Где?
Where? It looked almost like those optical illusion thingies they put on the back of student notebooks. A mixture of lines at first glance, but if you blur your vision a little bit and look under a certain angle,
Да не на улице, на
not outside
стекле.
on the window.
Смотри, вот нос, вот.
Look, there's the nose and here's...
Ну-ка, доедай.
Hey, eat up.
Да, да, сейчас.
Just a moment.
Я ничего не вижу.
I don't see
Живо.
anything.
Совсем немного
Hurry up,
осталось.
There's not much left. There it is, but it still doesn't
Но
look
все
like
равно
one.
не похоже.
Thanks, Olya.
А я говорю, похоже.
It's like they took a picture of a fox. and-
Похоже.
Stop it,
Прекратите.
these kids,
Ну
I
что за
swear.
дети?
Что за дети?
Now I couldn't see the fox either.
Oh, it's gone. Yeah, she's right.
Disappeared. Went away. Only the frosty patterns similar to stretched out nettle leaves kept creeping up the glass. My dad entered the kitchen with long, measured steps. All right,
my.
he doesn't love them anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I want to have a beard like his when I grow up. My mom would always ask jokingly, "Come on, shave it off, it stings." This was long ago. Nowadays, rumbling doors and witty comebacks were an everyday occurrence. Olya always covers her ears whenever she hears something like, "What's the point in all this?" through the wall. "It's all for your sake," Dad would reply, "for the sake of our family." I always caught every sound in fear of hearing the most dreaded, the deadliest word that started with a D. D-I-V-O. I don't even want to finish it. It was scary to imagine that me and my little sister could be torn apart and taken into 2 different families.
Да что твоя
Anyway,
лиса?
your fox is
Вот у
nothing. I
меня
have an
на
owl
окне
on my
сова.
Опять ты со
When
своим
your
сыном.
owl talk again.
Ты же вчера
You said you believed me
мне верил.
just yesterday.
Никто ключи от
Anybody seen
машины
my
не
car
видел?
keys?
Вроде
I
оставлял на
remember leaving them on the
подоконнике.
windowsill. I feel like this is gonna be a mostly story.
Yeah, I also think that's...
Is that okay or is that boring?
Вроде. Вроде оставлял.
Maybe you did.
Вроде взрослый мужчина, отец 2 детей,
You're
а
a grown
вроде...
man, a father of 2, and still...
Перестань, пожалуйста, Карина.
Karina, please stop.
Дай мне спокойно собраться.
You wanna be the daddy? Your daddy voice?
Just let me get ready in peace.
В корзине твои
Your keys are in the
ключи, возле
basket near
телефона.
the phone.
Огромное тебе
Well,
человеческое
thank you
спасибо.
very much.
Антон, ешь быстрее, а то как
Anton,
мученик
stop making
сидишь.
a martyr out of yourself and finish eating already.
А сова?
But the owl.
Не было там никакой совы.
No owl.
Была!
Like a fourth kind. But there was one.
Глазюки
It had
огромные!
giant glowing
Фу, и
eyes.
свет!
Oya sprung up from the chair and placed her hands on her little face, imitating a pair of eyes with her fingers the size of an apple each.
В прошлом году бабай в шкафу. Сейчас сова.
Last year you had babai in your closet. Now there's
Bye.
owl.
What's this?
I'll grow a
Oh, it's a
babai.
regular one.
That's mine. Oh, I thought it might.
Ну я же видела!
What's a baba? You're supposed to know these things.
Babai is-
Oya shifted her gaze back and forth from dad to mom to me, but couldn't find any support.
А ты не думала подружиться с
You
ней,
thought
нет?
about befriending it?
Вымышленными
You know,
мышами
feeding it
покормить,
with imaginary
например.
mice?
Не подначивай ребенка.
Don't bully our girl.
Просто малая
She's
еще.
just afraid
И
to sleep
спать одна
alone because
боится.
she's still little.
Then she disappeared.
Oya pounded her lips in rebellion and rushed into the hallway. The staircase that led to the second floor creaked. Mom gave Dad a strict look. Oh, look at that face!
That is not strict.
Oh, that look in her eyes! It's so uncomfortable to be pinned under it. Dad just snorted in reply and left, ringing with the keys he just found. A minute had passed and the theme song from The Little Mermaid echoed through the house. It was stored on incredibly worn-out cassette tape, which Dad already had to glue together once. It's so easy to fix objects by gluing them back together, for example. But how do you fix a relationship?
More glue.
Mom moved to the living room and I was left alone, anxiously stealing glances at the window.
I mean, a fox isn't the scariest thing to see. Wow.
Oya had trouble sleeping ever since we moved to this house. She
Here
would
we
toss and turn or curl up into a ball under her blanket. Sometimes she would jump. Breathing? Scary breathing? Sometimes she would jump up in the middle of the night and turn on the VCR. Cartoons helped to take her mind off all the troubles we had with the move and our parents. Oh, goodness! Then Oya said she saw that giant flying monster outside her window. She became obsessed with it. Our parents did everything in their power. They tried every little trick to get rid of those ridiculous fears. Oya refused to sleep alone and didn't believe that the owl was just one of her nightmares. After last night, I was unsure what to make of my sister's words, what to think of it myself. I wonder what happened last night. Can nightmares be infectious? Yes.
Hey, here we go.
That night I couldn't get a wink of sleep and ended up thinking of what to expect from my new school. There were a couple of days left before the beginning of a new term. My imagination drew long, twisting hallways that led to a classroom full of kids, but all the students behind their desks were simply dark figures, cut out using a template. Circular holes gaped in the middle of their faces, and pairs of eyes blinked inside these holes. It was as if some completely different creatures were looking at me from behind their flat black silhouettes. Their cruel glares filled with icy sneers made me shiver from head to toe. Will I survive here? I vote no. I that's my prediction. No.
I vote yes. I feel like that's the point. Unless we make really bad choices.
Won't they gang up on me and beat me down, stomp on me with their bloodied shoes? What kind of school is this?
Yeah.
The darn school can burn for all I care.
Soviet Russia.
I just wished for anything to happen to it. Doesn't really matter what. I didn't want to go there that badly. I didn't want to see people who are just itching to smack me on the head, trip me up, think of a new offensive name for me, worse than the previous one. I felt like the glasses I wore made me an outsider, or some sort of a monster.
Weird steps.
You are?
Oh, or like a mouse. I don't know.
My gaze slid across the drawings hanging on the walls. I couldn't consider myself a great artist, but Oya had begged me to hang them. Drawing was the only thing that made me happy as of late. The small circle of friends I had also enjoyed my paintings. They promised to call me from time to time. Sometimes I imagine Mom picking up the phone and saying in a cold voice, "You've got the wrong number," or "Anton is not around."
What a nice.
Anton is not around. I imagine my future classmates lying in their beds, just like me, listening to the howls of invisible werewolves outside their windows. Maybe my new classmates will like me after all. But who would ever like a boy with thick glasses? I would, Anton. I mean, my dad used to wear glasses when he was little, and now he's married to the most beautiful woman on the planet. My mom, she is super pretty. The house creaked, pressed by the wind. The condo we used to live in, a 9-floor concrete building,
Oh, it's
buzzed with the neighbor's drill,
what was the name
mumbled
of that?
with a
Do you have
TV
it?
set from behind the wall, cried like a baby from the big family
Those are the
store.
buildings that I showed you.
Yeah, on that
Same
video.
thing, yeah. That's what I stayed in when I was in Ukraine.
Our current house, though I can't really call it new, was completely different. It was silent and easygoing during the day. Its shadows lay dormant in the corners, on the closet cobwebs, and under the stairs. But they all woke up during the night. Something was watching me from every corner, almost as if the old photos of my diseased family. That says diseased, but I think it means deceased. With their ashen eyes, were hanging on the walls in place of my drawings.
There was a lot of disease back
The
then.
floor was squeaking, rusting drains were moaning, the attic was occupied by noisy drafts. One could think the house was performing some sort of demonic melody. And then I realized I was, in fact, hearing music. It was already playing for a good while. Somewhere at the edge of my perception, I could hear a flute. It was mixed in with the sound of the wind, of the creaking old house, and my thoughts, too. I stood up and rushed to the window. I wanted to reassure myself that this music was nothing more than a product of my imagination. It's not like someone is playing it there amidst the cold, snowy night, right?
Ooh, open or
I think that's
just
now.
open. All right. Oh, it is daytime.
Someone was dancing in the field. It looks like animals to me.
Yeah.
Black silhouettes I could barely make out with the dark forest as their backdrop. They jumped around, basked in moonlight, bumped into piles of snow, rolled around and crawled on all fours. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind. But these were clearly not wolves. They stood upright at times, circled around, holding hands and whipping up snow, disappearing into the shadows for a brief moment and then coming back. Something bizarre was going on.
Yeah.
Shadows dancing in the starless abyss made my imagination go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Suddenly, the music had stopped.
Oh no.
The dancing shadows froze in place, and I could swear pierced me with their eyes.
He knows too much.
One of the silhouettes immediately parted from the bizarre shadow carnival and sprinted across the field with giant leaps. On squeaky snow without leaving any prints until it was devoured by the pitch black shadow of my house, which became even darker and thicker. My heart was jumping around like a bird inside a cage. I shut the curtains with a swift motion and stepped back
Smart.
toward the bed.
Very smart.
They saw me! A freezing torrent of fear washed over me. I stood in the middle of a perfectly dark room and listened to some unwanted guest move and scrape around looking for an entrance. The sound moved to the right, then circled around the house. Now my guest should be at the front door. I jumped into the bed and covered myself with the blanket as if it could protect me. The shackles of fear locked my muscles. I remembered the funeral, my grandma lying there, hands crossed on her chest, her facial features sharp like that of a tin doll. Ants running up and down the legs of chairs that held my grandma's casket. I imagined those little creatures climbing up her head and pulling up her eyelids with their tiny legs.
Yes.
This kid needs help. Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside their sockets and she'd be able to see her grandchildren. I was chanting the spell she taught me through the whole procedure. And now, lying under the blanket and listening to squeaks and howls, I was repeating the same
На
words.
острове Буяне в Синем
On the island
океане
of
стоит
Буян,
домовина, в ней сахар и
underneath the
глина,
blemished sun
волосы
in the
седые,
sea of
чертям
color
еда.
blue,
Раба
stands a
Божьего
cabin
Антона
made
не
of
тронут
wood.
никогда, если забудут дорогу к
Evil
дому.
leave this house must.
Мертвый к
Ashes
мертвому,
to
живой к
ashes,
живому.
dust to dust. Bizarre sounds had disappeared. I cautiously peeked out from under the blanket and saw curtains waving around like a hanged man. And then the night doused me with a new portion of boiling terror. The sound scratched at my eardrums. In reality, something or someone were scratching at the front door, hurriedly clawing at wood, demanding to be let in. The door was shut. Dad had become very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock.
What? On her bedroom door? Wait,
No, I think on the house. I remember him staring at the forest intently as if he was looking for someone. Why am I buzzing?
Мертвая к мертвому.
Ashes to ashes,
Живой к живому.
dust to dust. I hugged my knees, placing my chin between them, and drilled the door with my eyes. It was so flimsy and weak before the might of darkness. Am I too loud?
No, I think the game is just a wee bit loud.
And then twitched slightly. Then it turned halfway. Once, twice, as if the person who tried to enter had no hands.
Had no hand.
The doorknob tilted once more, and then started clicking violently. My jaw cramped from fear. My wet fingers clutched the blankets. The door creaked and opened. The wind taunted me, moaning inside the tin drains. Now, you'll see. The door was wide open. The darkness writhed inside the carnivorous mouth of a doorway. It was as if the night itself was calling out to me, flapping its black wings and squeaking with rusty hinges. I was trembling, ensnared by the web of darkness that hung in the corners of my room, waiting for the one who weaved it to come out of the gaping hole. My abdomen tightened, and my chest rose up, ready to exhale a desperate scream. But before I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me,
Ты спишь, Тоша?
Tosha, you asleep? My sister's pale face protruded from the thick shadows. I almost screamed from relief. Bryce, YT, I got recommended a 9-year-old video from you and saw you were live. Hello!
Welcome, Bryce. Yeah, that video, I've actually been commenting on it. I posted that 9 years ago. I'm a huge Simpsons fan. I posted that for a college class, and then all of a sudden this month, it was like, oh yeah, by the way, this is YouTube, and we're recommending it to everyone.
Mommy.
So it went from like 1,000 views to like 500,000 views. It was wild. Did you want a snack or something?
Maybe.
Matt, welcome.
Matt.
Price. I didn't say welcome to you, but welcome.
Hi, friend.
Thank you for stopping by.
Open me up
It
a
means a
snack.
lot that you came and saw that I was live after watching my video from 9 years ago.
We're trying-
Good scene, by the way. Not
we're
my
try-
favorite, but
We're trying out this spooky interactive graphic novel that lets you make your own choices and affect the game.
yeah. So if you have any suggestions on what we should do, there is some latency to the this versus what we see, what you see. So you go ahead and get your submissions, your guesses. How is it? It's good.
That's interesting.
Which one was this?
Twix salted caramel.
Salted caramel. Salted caramel.
It doesn't really taste that different. Maybe slightly saltier.
It was $24.
All right, let's jump back in.
Оля, я не сплю.
You should be
Что
Anton.
случилось?
Я не сплю. What?
You should read for the boy.
Olya, I'm not sleeping. Did something happen?
Olya frowned and stuck out her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry. It's there again, staring at me.
Пялится на меня. Прогони ее, Тоша.
Shoo her away, Tosha,
Прогони,
please.
пожалуйста. Я
I'm
так
so
боюсь.
scared.
Yeah, fuck my...
The fear that was tormenting me just a minute ago crawled away and hid somewhere in my stomach. I needed to calm Olya down.
Это был сон, глупая. Не пугайся. Сны
It
не
was
кусаются.
just a dream,
Никто тебя
silly.
не
Don't
обидит.
be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's going to harm you.
Look, she's shaking.
And he's not even mentioning the dance party he saw with all the animals.
Olya sobbed. She was trying her best to believe me, but was I sure
У
myself?
меня есть идея.
I have an idea.
Пойдем к тебе в
Let's
комнату.
go to your
Видик
room and watch the
посмотрим.
video
Спящую
Sleeping
красавицу,
Beauty,
например.
for example.
Тебе же нравится этот мультик?
You like that cartoon, don't you?
Почему у спящей
Why does the
красавицы
Sleeping Beauty
принца
have
у
a
меня эта
prince and
страшная
I have this
птица?
scary bird?
Oh, Doja's here.
That question took me by surprise.
Ладно, давай посмотрим.
All right. Cinderella's more in line with what you want to watch.
My thoughts
No
became
prince.
tangled, fuzzy. What was that?
Oh, she just disappeared.
What studied me with its eyes while dancing feverishly under the moon?
Yeah. Don't make fun of her.
The darkness was clinging to the window, and it couldn't be fooled by Grandma's old chants. It couldn't be satisfied with a feast of lard and long ashen hair.
Тоша, ты
Tosha, are you coming?
Да, да, сейчас.
Yes. Just a moment. Did you pick the wrong choice? Did you even get to pick?
I didn't pick anything.
Oh, good.
Oh, that scared me to death.
I didn't expect that.
Don't worry, pretty mommy's here. That's why I didn't want to laugh at all owl in the morning.
Oh, I thought that was our door, even though that's not our doorbell.
Who could be visiting us here in the middle of nowhere? We don't know anyone around here.
I'm more surprised
So
we have a doorbell.
persistent. I felt extremely unsettled just from a silly thought that our morning guest could have come from the woods. I could barely hear voices coming from the front door. My mind was urging me to hide in the closet, under the table,
Oh,
behind the curtains where Olya
I
always
see a
hides.
decision. Oh, man.
Tosha, come here! I felt like kettlebells were tied to my feet, but still dragged them toward the hallway.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, it's the Russians. A couple of policemen towered over me in the doorway. They smelled like frost and worry. My mom always winced and grumbled the moment she saw patrol cars. Worse than bandits. At that moment, though, she looked somewhat confused.
Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте.
Are you gonna read for him or no?
I just did.
Yeah, but like, so long.
Hello. Wait a minute. They live in a 9-story apartment complex, but they have stairs?
No, they used to. Now they're in a house.
Oh, okay.
The senior officer, who wore a grim expression, nodded.
Тут мальчик вчера потерялся.
A boy had gone missing yesterday. His name's Vova.
Vova.
Vova. Is that
Vova.
how I have to say it? Vova.
No, I know so many
Глянь,
Vovas.
пожалуйста.
Look
Ты
at
его
this,
не видел?
please. Have you seen him? The policeman held out a
Just a picture
photograph
of
to me.
a silhouette of a fox. Oh.
There was a ginger boy around the age of elementary school, pictured with a wall carpet as the backdrop.
Oh,
He had a
super
striped
common.
cat in his hands and wore a wide smile.
Even my apartment had a wall carpet.
Wall carpet?
Yeah. No, I have.
Точно? Посмотри внимательнее.
Где мне его видеть? Я тут никого не знаю, да и из дома-то почти не выхожу.
He's got a
Может,
point.
видел в окно?
Well, maybe you've seen him. Or maybe you've seen him from the window.
That's super accusatory.
Да, у тебя
That's
ведь
right,
окна
your
есть.
windows look straight at the forest, don't they?
Thanks, Mom.
The window.
Нет, не видел.
No, I just saw a bunch of animals dancing in a dance party.
Ясно.
I see.
I see.
He sounded tired, but his stare, long and heavy, was full of suspicion. I know it was you, little boy.
Yeah. He just...
I
case
squirmed
closed.
unwittingly under the weight of guilt, which his giant shadow cast over me. The policeman finally tore his eyes away from me and glanced over
After
the
2
hallway,
hours.
the stairway, and the cracks in the ceiling, which I haven't noticed before for some reason. Because they weren't there before!
Kid's
Вы,
losing it.
кстати, как на новом
How
месте?
do you like your new
Попривыкли
place, by
уже?
the way? Getting used to it?
Понемногу, только
Bit
вот
by
дочка
bit.
маленькая
It's just our
погода.
little daughter misses the city a lot.
Скучает, значит.
Misses
Из
the
местных
city,
вас
huh?
никто не беспокоит.
Have the locals been treating you well?
All right then.
Все хорошо, спасибо.
Yes, everything is all right. Thank you. The policeman pierced through me one more time with his gray eyes.
Goodness.
My head
Maybe you
started
killed that
spinning.
boy.
Может, вам помочь как-то?
Can I help you somehow?
Doesn't seem that scary from a tired person.
Hey, tired person. Welcome to the
So
chat.
far, it's really not. It's had a little bit of jump scare, which I'm very sensitive to.
Yeah, it's the long con. It's not the long con. It'll get there. It is getting more and more scary. It had just like crazy jump scares. I mean, it's not Five Nights at Freddy's, but
We might do that next.
we definitely we do have that installed, ready to go in our back pocket. But I found this game in about 2 seconds, and I was like, this looks interesting. You know, decision based, has scary stuff. It's in Russian, which I speak, so. Alright, so let's do it.
All right, let's do it. I asked that in a shaky voice to look like a polite boy
Oh.
and to end this unpleasant conversation soon.
Я вот стою и
Now that I
думаю,
think about it,
ты малец на племеша моего
you
папы.
look just like one of my nephews. Little fella.
Did you kill him too?
Шустрый парнишка твоих
He's a
лет.
witty boy
С такими
around
же
your age,
окулярами.
wears the
Все
same type
книжками
of goggles.
зачитывался.
Ha-ha.
Детективами.
Always engrossed in reading those mystery novels.
Когда летом погостить приезжал,
Told me he
Говорит,
wants to
что в
enroll
школу
in police
милиции
school
мечтает
when his
поступить.
family visited this summer.
как я, хотел людям
Wanted to
помогать.
help other people,
Смекаешь?
just like me, see?
I felt uncomfortable. as if a distant relative and not a police officer stood before me.
Ох, ребятушки,
You know what?
сидите-ка вы лучше
Little boys
дома.
like you should
Не
stay at home.
ввязывайтесь ни во что.
Steer away from trouble.
Жизнь
Times have
сейчас
changed
совсем
so
другая
much.
пошла.
Mom interjected in a cold voice.
Мне ли не знать?
You don't say.
Ну да ладно.
Ah, well then.
Ты, Антон, в каком классе учишься?
What grade are you in, Anton?
В 6-м.
Шестом.
Друзей-то на новом месте еще не завел?
Have you made any friends here so far?
Пока нет. Я только после
Пока нет.
каникул в школу
Not
пойду.
yet. I'll be going to school for the first time after the break.
Тогда
For the
вот
first
вам на
time.
всякий случай мой номер.
Ah, then I'll
Звоните
give you my
мне,
number just in case.
если
Call
узнаете
me
что.
if you have any new info.
It sounded like he said that in English.
Or if you just want to chat. You want to hang out.
You want to kill some more nephews?
Yeah.
The policemen were gone, along with their shadows, the smell of cheap cologne, and the photo of a smiling boy. I thought they smelled like ice and worry.
Yeah, that's the cologne they were wearing.
His face still stood before my eyes.
By Calvin Klein.
I wondered
Ice
what it was
Word.
like for him being all alone there. For some reason, I thought of the forest swaying in the wind. What did his poor parents feel? And what would my parents do if I'd gone missing? Would they cry and thrash around hysterically? Or would they accuse each other like they always do and forget about me eventually?
Like a little bit of
Мам,
both.
а Вова этот в
Mom,
нашем лесу
this
заблудился?
Vova, did he go missing in our forest?
Выходит, что так.
Seems like it. Poor
Бедный
child.
ребенок.
I looked out the window at the
pretty.
road. The police UAZ drove off toward the village. The officer's nephew came to mind when I was splitting off old paint from the windowsill. I remembered all the teenage
yeah.
mystery novels from the Black Kitty series I've read this summer. What's this? Oh, glossary. Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
look on it. Oh, I knew
Oh, bye-bye. In Slavic folklore, a nocturnal spirit used by parents to threaten their ill-behaving children. Soviet and Russian off-road freight passenger comrade. Ooh, Wife Wednesday. Who's Mr. Groovy?
it. Mr. Groovy! I was talking to him yesterday, yeah.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Groovy. I'm the wife.
She
Hello.
is. She is the wife, I can confirm. Thank you for coming by. That could be anybody's ring.
Stole it.
We are playing Tiny Bunny, which is just the most frightening title. So far, it's pretty well written. And
It's
it's got a
beautifully
little bit
written.
of language.
I think it said the D word one time.
No, sorry. It's got a little bit of language translation spillover for a couple of things I've recognized. But we're enjoying it. We have been scared a number of times, and that number is 2. But it is good, and hopefully we'll get just as good in the future.
I scare very easily.
She scares very easily.
I scare very easily.
Which then scares me, because she flails. So,
When we play Five Nights at Freddy's, I usually fall to the ground or run out of the room.
yeah, so hang around for that.
Yeah.
Because we might be visiting that as well. She still has not beaten the first one.
Are you gonna make me? Okay. All right.
Maybe. You know, not if
Your
you...
average boys and girls investigated all sorts of mysteries there. They looked for clues, spied on suspicious people, and after a set of amazing adventures, bam! Solved any complicated case. They became local celebrities and must have made their parents very proud.
Very proud.
I noticed a trail of policemen's footprints that led to the forest,
Ooh.
and then it clicked in my head.
Yes, follow.
Why don't
follow.
I start an investigation of my own? Do I get to choose? No.
Because you're 12.
No.
Yeah, go back to
Maybe
the-
I'll find that lost boy. And I'll get a reward. Olya will be so happy.
So happy.
I can't tell if he cares about his sister or not. And not only
does.
Olya, Mom and Dad too. Maybe they'll even forget about their quarrels for a while. Maybe I'll even save us from the D word. I fantasized about buying Olya a Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
What year does this take place?
Getting a cassette player and a bunch of tape
Oh,
for
well, he was
myself.
talking about a VCR earlier.
He was, but I just
just-
thought, I mean, we have a VCR and tapes, but
Yeah.
we're weird. So.
Getting a cassette player and a bunch of tapes for myself, and a whole box of Kinder Surprise.
Ah, yes.
When was the last time our parents bought us any toys? Last autumn, I think. My dad had lost his job at the time. There's that annoying song about it. What song? Just gonna tell me what
Let's
song
hear
is?
it. I counted a song by an all-female Soviet pop band by the name of Kombinatsiya.
It means combination. That became wildly popular in the early 90s.
Ah, okay, so that's where we're at.
I had little to no idea what was the accountant's job like. They count money, I think. Neighbors used to envy us. But nowadays, my mom and dad barely had money to afford sweets, and dad would always divide a single chocolate bar between me and Olya. Sometimes I gave her my share too.
Aww.
So sweet. No matter how much I wanted to eat sweets, she was still just a pipsqueak. I couldn't wait to go out looking for
Пойду
clues.
погуляю.
I'm going outside.
You gotta be a little sharper.
Sorry.
On
sorry.
your lines.
Yeah, okay. I'm on it.
Oh!
She just appeared.
Yeah, right.
Чтобы потом
You want the
милиционеры
police to
твои
go around
фотографии
with
по
your
домам ходили?
photograph next?
She's got
Вон
a
какой
very
крутой.
good point.
Forest is so
А
thick.
если мальчика
What if the
звери
boy
дикие
got
утащили?
snatched up
Или
by
того
wild
хуже?
animals or something even worse? Even worse.
Dancing
echoed
animals.
Да я рядом буду. В лес не пойду.
I won't go far. I'll stay away from the forest. He lied.
Что я тебе
Did you
сказала?
hear what I said,
Мне
or
дважды
should I repeat
повторять.
myself?
No, we got it.
Лучше портфель собери
Better
или
go
Толику
pack your
играй.
school bag or play with Olya.
Okay.
Is that my choice?
There she goes.
The sound of splashing water came from the kitchen. It meant that the argument was over and Mom had the last word.
Or did she?
Okay, open to kitchen to front
Wait,
yard.
what is that?
Should we
Is
find
Harry
out?
Potter gonna be there?
Dark, stuffy closet. Mom says it smells like mice, but how would she know their smell? She hates when I stick my nose in there. She's afraid I'll cut myself on the freshly sharpened axe, and Olya can't even be lured to close it. She thinks Babai is living there. I tried to help her fight her fears once. I opened the door and turned on a dim lamp so she would see there was nothing but cobwebs, Dad's tools, and scratched walls. She still didn't believe me. And I liked to hide in the closet and listen to Olya count outside. 1, 2, 3, better hide from me. And then drag her feet on the creaking floorboards, hoping that she wouldn't need to look for me in the cramped monster's den.
Okay.
Well, now we know where the axe is.
Yeah, that's right.
What's this? Oh, there's other things to look at. Mom's peg toy, a family relic. My mom played with it when she was little, then she gifted it to me. Olya was next in the succession line. The toy belonged to her now. She stared at the dancing spindle as if it could show her something, a fairy tale, or maybe even our future. Now even my little sister was a bit too old for the old squeaky peg top.
That's what they used to call me. Old squeaky
My
peg
parents
top.
prohibit me from making long-distance calls, but from time to time I really want to hear my old friends. Sometimes I would just pick up the phone, listening to the low hum of the zoomer and the distant crackling, imagining the wind howling in the ice-leaden chords. Oh yeah, the cross.
The cross.
This cross had seen so many people come and go in this house. It was black, as if it absorbed all human sin from the long years it was hanging under the ceiling. After Grandma died, Mom was going to take it off and hang a horseshoe in its place as a lucky charm. But she cut herself with the cross's sharp corner and almost fell from the stepladder. Dad called it a sign from above and ordered the cross to be left alone in its rightful place.
All right, we know where a sharp axe is, a sharp cross is, and the phone.
And a spindle. Dreidel, spinning top.
Yeah, you
Do we
push
go
it.
to the kitchen or the front yard?
I don't know. What do you... Mr. Groovy, you still here? Is anyone still here? Do you have a preference of
Is
where we go?
anyone still here?
Because we will listen to you
They
in
might be
this
behind
decision.
us.
What's that?
They're behind us, though, aren't they?
Yeah, just by a little bit. Yes, sir. All right. Where are we going? You want to go to the kitchen or the front yard? I say front yard. Done. Here we go.
Oh, it didn't show up on mine.
It will.
Okay. To the front yard. Oh.
Oh, snap.
Сейчас 3 дня получишь. Ни шагу за порог.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Groovy. All right, we'll go to the kitchen.
Lie to Mom. Open the
Okay,
fridge.
Hold on.
Take a peek at Mom's crossword. She would get very angry when someone gave her advice. So me and Dad. Who is Tori Hawk?
Me.
This guy.
That's me.
He's the husband.
I am...
He's in charge of this whole operation.
I'm in charge of this whole operation. But anyways, yes, that is me. I am the Tory Hawk.
Vertical. 9 letters. The name of the Philistine deity that protected them from vampire bites and had a nickname, the Lord of Flies.
That's good joke. Good joke,
The
Mr.
next
Groovy.
big streamer. I
The only
mean,
time
I
I'm gonna-
believe in you.
The only way I'd be the next big streamer is if I gained like 400 pounds.
Second letter is E.
You get it because the side's big.
There's lots of things to look at.
Which means lots of things to read.
Side of an old ocean freezer.
Senior Lieutenant Tikhanov Konstantin Vladimirovich.
The phone number of the policeman is on here.
Oh, sweet. Hey, that's only for you.
First Lieutenant Tikhonov.
Tikhanov.
Look, it's on graph paper.
It is. That's because that's the only thing they have. He also gave us that picture of a horsey.
Scrap of paper held by 2 pieces of a broken magnet from some old Soviet toy.
Oh, also, welcome, Sapir Odd.
Hello.
I butchered that.
I got Yanni's tonight.
But thanks for stopping by and asking who I am. It's me.
I leaned toward it to unveil the mystery and take the piece. This was fun. I shall return soon. See you later, guys, and nice to meet you, Mrs. Hawk. Nice to meet you. Thanks for stopping by, Mr. Groovy.
We'll be here.
First time when I would finally find Vova and be the first to call the police with the
Vova.
happy news.
Антон,
Anton. Mom's reproachful eyes stared at me.
Зачем тебе? Не трогай, потеряешь же.
Yikes.
Angry my mom was the last thing I wanted, so
I
I
think we should
lowered
just
my
leave her alone. Let's lie to her first.
Should I look in the fridge? Should I look at the radio?
She'll probably lie and yell at us.
Whoa! Emercom of Russia has declared a state of emergency due to adverse weather conditions.
Yeah.
According to the weather forecast, a cyclone is moving toward the region. Expect heavy snowfall, blizzards, and snowdrifts on the road. Keep your eyes open and take care of yourself. All right. Yes. Now I remember I subscribed because of the focus group video.
Yes.
Is that the
Your
Simpsons
focus
one?
group video. Yes, it is.
Everybody's here because of the Simpsons video.
Hey, I appreciate it. Listen, I am a huge fan of The Simpsons. I'm assuming you're watching Simpsons videos on YouTube, so you are too. Very glad that you are here watching us. If you want to talk Simpsons, I'm all about that. But only seasons 1 through about 8 or 9. Past that, I don't call it The Simpsons anymore. But welcome again. I want to ask, how do you say your username so I don't butcher it? You can put it like phonetically, break it up.
Sapere aude?
Sapere. Did you?
Ooh, you buzzing.
Oh.
Oh, I'm buzzing. We're buzzing.
I'll get it. You play.
Oh, it's Steve. He wants to watch our stream, and he's sad we're not on Twitch. All right. The decrepit and stain-covered calendar was once my favorite form of entertainment in Grandma's house. I remember waking up and running to the kitchen so I could tear off yesterday's leaf first thing in the morning, as if the coming day would get lost in the taiga forest without my help. One day closer to New Year's, one day closer to Grandma's funeral.
Gosh.
Oh, it's Latin, so we don't say it.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't touched this calendar for years
cool.
now.
Mine
It's
is not.
From Kant. Kant? I don't know what that is.
It's from Kant.
Since the time they started writing dark and spooky death chants that only make me gloomy, instead of funny proverbs and superstitions to be exact. I grabbed a dusty calendar leaf with caution and tore it off effortlessly.
Well, I'm from Kent.
Sadly, the spooky descriptions from my childhood were still
Close, right?
there.
One letter.
This is gonna be creepy.
Oh.
7 horses carry the log. If 7 can't carry, bring the 8th from a ferry. They will take it away and never come back. This is the fate the log cannot escape. I crumpled the gray leaf and threw it into the waste bin, hoping to get rid of the anxiousness that washed over me.
It was a
Do you think
leaf?
it's gonna have something to do with the horses over here? I don't know.
Oh, there's a bunch of them. I thought that was a T-Rex.
It was spreading inside me like an ink stain on blotting paper. The imagery is really good here. Okay,
Looking it up.
what's in the fridge? Immanuel Kant, the philosopher.
I see it. I just looked it up.
And now I feel uncultured.
But I'm going to read about him and be a little more cultured. So thank you for the culture.
Grandma kept ice cream for me and Olya there.
Oh, hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve! We're trying the
Welcome.
YouTubes today.
The YouTubes
Grandma
have been kind.
Jackson did that. Righto!
Righto.
Hi, Jackson.
did that. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for stopping by. Did you also by chance come because you saw the Simpsons clip and you wanted to check it out?
Ratio. Meat bits.
Meat bits. That's what we call them over there too.
Grandma
Oh, look,
kept
Mama
ice cream
Cole.
for me and Olya there, but now I could only see meat bits for soup and clumped together Pelmeni. I grew to hate them already. What's this?
Pelmeni. Pelmeni is it's like dumplings. It's
See if
like,
you got it right. A Russian variety of dumplings made by boiling thin unleavened dough with mincemeat.
They're
One
delicious.
may even call it Russian fast food.
It is really good. We used to go to the street all the time.
Anton doesn't like them.
We've had pelmeni. The frozen ones. They weren't that great, but remember we had all those frozen ones we ate with sour
With
cream?
the potatoes.
Yeah.
But these are filled with mincemeat.
Yeah, you can get them filled with pretty much anything. You can
Should we
put
try the
M&Ms
cookies
in
and
them.
cream one?
Yeah, sure.
I guess I should lie to my mom. Should I lie to my mom?
I mean, it's...
Let's lie to my mom. It was difficult to lie to mom. There was no other way for me to run away from home. But she's so pretty.
Мам, там что-то с телевизором случилось.
Something's wrong with,
With
the
the TV.
TV. What are you
Какая-то
doing?
тусклая,
What do you got me all
экран весь
tangled?
I thought you were rubbing the Twix on
Picture
me.
is dim.
You need to upload more Simpson clips, brother.
I will. Listen to me.
He uploaded that video 9 years ago, and YouTube just decided to start recommending it.
Yeah.
So,
So I you know, is it worth it at this point? Like, am I? Does it seem skeevy that I'm like, I'm gonna post more of those because I will. I have a bunch of Simpson clips saved
Duck Hunt. She's talking about Duck Hunt.
of shooting those stupid ducks. Now she is 100% talking about Duck Hunt, or she's talking about us actually killing ducks because the TV's broken.
It's cookies and creamy.
You know what? You tell me what your favorite Simpsons
посадите
clip
мне
is,
кинескоп
and I'll tell
своей
you
приставкой.
if I agree, and then I'll post it. How's that?
Где мы теперь мастера найдем в дыре этой, а?
Может быть, просто
Maybe
настройки?
it's just the
Сходи,
settings.
посмотри,
Please,
пожалуйста.
go see for yourself, away from the front door.
Нормально же работал с утра.
Из-за
It doesn't
снегопада,
seem like a very
наверное,
good
неполадки.
distraction. Like she's gonna go and see the TV works. Mom rubbed her hands
She has to
clean.
go to Olya's room.
Oh, okay, go, turn back.
Here we go, here we go.
God, huzzah! We're gonna die.
We're gonna die.
That
In the
poor
field.
mom. Can you imagine James doing this to us?
I would kill him.
Yeah. When I crossed half the distance toward the forest, the snow piles became as high as my knees.
It almost tastes like bananas to me.
Oh, wait, what? This is
But
supposed
like
to be
actual bananas,
cookies and cream.
not like banana flavoring, but like banana bread. Oh yeah, the show's a classic, man. I
Yeah.
remembered my nightly fears.
It should have
Those
remained a
silhouettes
classic.
around me. They were jumping around, holding hands. That hypnotizing music started playing in my head.
Oh, the animals again?
He's remembering them.
Oh, okay.
In the light of day, those distant figures felt like a simple dream. There are so many good
I
clips.
know.
The sun turned my nightmares to ash, but the aftertaste was still there, distant ringing in my ears, distorted shadows crawling on the snow alongside me, and a barely audible whisper in my head, blurry and almost kind. I've got to recommend this to my writing friends. It's beautiful.
Listen, and if you pick an episode past season 9, I will try not to judge you too hard.
That's not true at all. You will judge so hard.
We're done reading now. The time reached its limit. A one-way trip that ended at the forest's piney stockade. I don't know why it went
I
to-
don't read when you're talking.
Sometimes silence was much scarier than any scream.
Also, why does this taste like banana bread?
I don't think it tastes like banana bread. It doesn't
Try it
taste.
again.
It doesn't
Think about
taste like
bananas.
cookies and cream. That's for sure.
Think
Think about
about
bananas. Picturing a banana.
Think about like your mom's banana bread. This is my official ruling on the Twix cookies and cream. They taste like banana bread.
Yeah, it really is a shame.
What a shame what it's become, yeah. Our parents would scream
Hollow
at each
shell.
other while arguing, and both me and Olya turned to stone listening to them. But then always came the ringing silence.
Mr. Groovy!
Hi, Mr. Groovy.
You've returned. You're still here.
Our apartment became numb a couple of days before we departed. It was hard to remember the last year.
Steve,
Steve, we should make banana
we
bread.
will block you if you say things like that again. Okay?
We will never block Steve. It was hard to remember the last time Mom and Dad joked around, laughing, or spent time together. Almost like all of it was in a previous life. When
Oh,
they
because of
kissed
the
with
kiss.
Olya present, she always frowned and snorted in a funny way. Anything past the principal and the paupers never was.
Yes, I 100%. No, what's that episode? I blocked it from my memory because
Something important had left our home.
it doesn't exist.
And something scary filled the remaining void.
Evil.
It was as if a fire broke out and our parents were hurriedly packing our belongings, trying to save themselves and us From who, though? From the people with cold...
Cold eyes. I was really trying to read with you to make it dramatic.
And then I
missed the word. Sorry.
From the people with dead, cold eyes who sometimes visited us in our previous home. What the heck is wrong with this? Steve, we'll
Don't
never
ban me, bro.
ban you.
Nah. If we do...
The eyes that only saw balls of worms on the black ground and everything. What is going on?
I think we missed a beat
And
here.
somewhere far away, a siren was going off, trying to warn us of the coming menace.
Oh no.
I think this boy needs to go to counseling.
Dot. Oh.
Did that scare you?
Oh, he's wearing a sport
There's
hat.
something on your nose.
Is it more cookies and cream?
I think it might have been a burger.
Oh, I'll save that one. Sport.
I shuddered, chasing away my delusions, and looked around. Dude, it's the terrible episode where we find out that Principal Skinner is not really Principal Skinner!
I know. I was just teasing. I was just kidding. I really hate that episode, and so does Matt Groening. So if he says it shouldn't exist, I also agree. That is a terrible episode. Anything past that, you're right, is complete garbage and a different kind. It's like the spin-off of The Simpsons.
Don't worry, he's just
How do you
describing
know
what it
that
looks
Armin Tamdarian is my favorite Simpsons character?
Brenton!
Oh boy.
Brentantino.
Welcome, Britain. Yes, I too love Armin Tamdarian. It was my favorite reveal.
There's an object hanging from one of the pointy branches. I believe it's that object right there.
It could be anything. It could even be a boat.
I tried to get closer, drowning in snow, and when I almost got to the edge of the forest, I saw a knitted mitten.
A knitted mitten.
A knitted mitten? Knitted mitten!
It's like a wounded bird among the hungering semi-dark. Should I take it to the Oh, that's right.
Yes.
At first I was
Your
like, what?
senior officer looked gloomy, but he still reminded me of Captain Casanova from my favorite TV show called The Streets of Broken Lights, which is a Russian mystery TV series telling a story of a daily life of Russian police officers. It's the longest running series in the history of Russian TV at the moment.
Wow, that's actually kind of cool that we have this glossary. I will look into it. It'll help me with my Russian practice.
He was also always anxious with a tired look in his eyes, but still brave and strong. With his mitten, helped them find the lost boy.
I mean, it's a star.
Vova! I heard a distant shout. Looked like it came from the river.
Wait, we're looking for
Vova! As if the trees were calling out to someone. Did you just fart?
No, it was the game.
Was it?
It's Russian for Vova.
Vova resounded closer to me. Someone was standing there behind the trees.
Hiding, but also screaming.
Vova! I knew someone was looking for the lost boy, but still, something was unsettling about that figure. Do you see the figure? I don't see the figure.
Bongo.
In stillness, how it was bent unnaturally toward the ground.
What are we looking at?
I don't see
the
it.
same tree?
It's seeing he says there's a figure hiding behind the tree,
It's
but
gonna like jump at us.
it's
blackness. Oh.
There's no one there, just branches and
That's just
roots.
a pipsqueak.
It's all my imagination. A nearby bird flapped its wings.
We didn't see anything. Oopsie.
A shadow split from the tree and disappeared from my sight. I looked away for just a moment, but when I turned my gaze back to the same place, it was gone. So it was my imagination after all. Silence reigned for a painfully long time. There's little footprints.
Already. They're coming at him.
My muscles were tightly sprung, my heart was beating somewhere in my throat. Any noise, any little movement, any small whisper from the thicket, and I'd sprint. But nothing of the sort happened. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Well, he
you're
looks
not
like
doing
he's
a
gotta
very
go
good job.
pee-pee. I looked at the mitten once more. Let's take it. Let's take it. I decided to take the lonely mitten from the branch. There's two of them. A shout rumbled across the field and dissolved into the distance. No echo, no hope for a reply.
Echo. Okay.
stepped toward the bristly trees and tried to claim my mind. It didn't budge. Pulled harder, the branch cracked in the mitt and tore off, landing in my hand with a squishy sound.
Calm.
All too heavy for your palm,
Nice.
I squeezed it without thinking, and something dark spilled from it, forming a tiny string between the mitten and the snow.
No.
Steam rose from the snow pile.
Someone poop in it?
Blood. Frozen place, studying my palms in disgust.
It's like oil to me.
Red. The sound of cracking branches invaded the silence. I didn't have to think twice before running away.
Oh, good. I thought something was on his back.
Someone was chasing me from the darkness, breaking pine branches, closing the distance with giant leaps. Snow was snowing me down. Crazy thoughts flew through my mind.
movie?
I'll get caught. They'll get me. I'll get dragged into the thicket. I'll be gone forever. But there was one more voice, probably one of reason, that gave me strength, spurred me on. You can do it. Don't stop. I heard an animal roar behind me. It was so loud my ears went numb. It felt like the sound had come from a pack of hungry beasts rather than a single one. Their nostrils sucked in freezing air. They sensed my fear. 2 giant wings flapped above my head. An enormous shadow flew over the clearing.
Goodness gracious.
A hoot.
It's an owl.
Wheeze.
You knew it.
The roars were coming from all directions now. From the dried up raspberry bush, from twisted pines, from under the windfall. Hurry, run, don't look back. It felt like I was inside a nightmare. The snowy clearing became vicious like quicksand.
Yes.
Can't handle the music making me think something is behind me in real life. I was stuck in place. I pulled my leg from the mushy trap just to be caught in a new one, even deeper than before. I continued to drown, sinking deeper and deeper with every desperate push. Was snow ever this sticky? I screamed in horror after realizing this wasn't snow.
No. In the world?
Someone or something in the snow pile was clutching my pants.
Oh my goodness.
I gathered all my strength and rushed forward. The pressure on my leg was gone. My boots slipped out of the hole and my soles were on a hard surface again. I reached a clear path with one jump and from there ran to my house. Boy better should have listened to his mama.
No kidding.
Its gloomy facade didn't look threatening now. That house was my line of defense from the shadows that flapped their wings and the creatures that were hidden under the snow. I tripped over the doorstep and smashed into the door.
Oh no.
In all my hurry, I still managed to notice the claw marks.
Show us the claw
As if a
marks.
dog was striking the wood with its paws, demanding to be let in so it could escape the cold. I hadn't noticed these marks when I was leaving.
Oh
The
no.
heartbeat in my ears was much louder than my surroundings. I couldn't hear whether someone was following me or not. What if they were already in our front yard and Mom had locked the door? Drowning in fear, I pulled on the doorknob and it obediently gave way.
Nice. Nice. Now close it.
I rolled into the hallway and shut the door behind me. Porch planks creaked as my pursuers ascended the stairs. My fingers slipped off the lock and I couldn't click it into place. I gritted my teeth and pulled hard on the iron knob, whipping it between the boards. I stared blankly at the door. Someone was standing on the other side of the pitiful, flimsy barrier that was probably less useful than blankets. Wheezing breath reached into the house and crashed at me in waves. It smelled of pine and sweat. Mom peeked out of the kitchen and chastised me with the same frigid voice she always used when talking to Dad. What exactly didn't you understand when I told you to never slam the door?
Я случайно.
That sounded like he said.
Slushina. I didn't mean to.
I snuck a glance at the door. The smell was gone, and the breath was too. If there was someone in the first place, of course.
I get it. He's going crazy.
Here, mere 5 meters away from Mom, my fear was slowly weakening, melting like snow in spring, and with it, the last bit of strength I had left my body.
Oh, also, VAC29, welcome. Thank you for coming by.
Hi, back 29.
Thanks for contributing. Thank you for talking. We're happy to have you here. So stay a while and enjoy the story.
Mom's expression had changed immediately.
This story is supposed to get like graphic and violent and like bad, right? This is what it said.
The cold mask of strictness and detachment was gone. Mom looked the same as before all those quarrels. She finally saw my condition. My wet pants plastered with
Ты где
snow.
был?
He
Я
peed.
тебе что
Where have you
говорила?
been? What did I
Чтобы ты
tell you,
дома
huh?
сидел.
I told you to stay home.
Я и для тебя
Am
пустая.
I nothing to you, too? I got afraid she would cry. I reached out to her like when I was very little. I wanted her to cuddle me. But Mom regained her composure fast and put on her usual face. Her eyes shined like steel. Her voice rang
У
out.
отца сигареты пропали.
Your dad can't find his cigarettes.
Okay.
Признавайся, ты их стащил? Курить бегаешь?
Here. Be honest, did you snatch them? Were you smoking in secret?
Там за мной
There was someone
кто-то
chasing me.
гнался.
I thought
Я думал, меня...
maybe it was Dad.
I
looking for
stuttered
cigarettes.
as soon as I started explaining myself. Tears welled up in my eyes. Mom leaned toward me and sniffed my clothes like a beast, searching for the smell of tobacco. Then she squinted her eyes in suspicion and looked into the front yard. Her expression changed in an instant. She covered her mouth with her hand.
Гляди, вон же они.
Look over there at the fence! My heart started thumping as if I became prey once again and my pursuers were following me in the field. I could swear that I've heard something scratch at the door, just like in my nightmare. Mom beckoned me with her finger, and I gathered all my remaining bravery to look into the kitchen window, facing my fear. Oh, it's just
man.
doggies!
Yeah, but
I could
stray
barely
dogs
discern
are-
some airy silhouettes swimming in snow through the icy winter patterns on the glass. Dogs!
So
Just a
silly
small
dogs.
pack of strays with no name and no owner, barely reminded of the hungry monsters that live on the edge of the forest.
Божечки, ты их
Oh
испугался?
boy, were you scared
Да
of
они
them?
сами
I think
тебя
they'd rather be
перепугают.
scared
Had
of
us.
you,
She fooled us.
Anton.
Они гнались за мной,
They were chasing me
словно
like
за
a
зайцем. А
Tiny
вдруг они
bunny?
бешеные?
And what if they're rabid?
Yeah, I don't mess with those dogs.
You're
Those
supposed
dogs.
to be reading it.
Oh.
The smile had slowly disappeared
Smile
from Mom's
slowly
face. Now she looked at the
Now
dogs
she
as if
looked
it
at
was
the
her
dogs
first
as
time
it was her
seeing
first
Что
them.
если они нападут на Олю?
What if they attack Olya?
Мам,
Mom?
Вот бы твой отец
I wish
их
your
всех
dad could just
перестрелял.
shoot them all.
мама,
Mom,
они
look.
живые.
They're alive.
А что?
Huh? What?
Ты уж определись?
Are
Они
they
тебе
your
друзья
friend
или
or
враги?
foe after all? Make up your mind.
Не маленький ведь уже.
You're not a little kid anymore.
He's 12. Well, some detective eye. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
In reality, I wasn't risking my life among monsters, but rather my pants among a pack of stupid strays. And what for? What use do I have for this?
Mitten. Oh, of course.
Of course! A dark and sticky mitten that belonged to the lost boy made a squishy sound in my hand. Seems like I was clutching it the whole time. That's my trump card as a detective.
Throw it in
I
her face.
hurried to present this clue
Throw
to
it in her
my mom.
face.
Mom, смотри,
oh,
это
gosh.
Вовина варежка.
How could she not have noticed that?
This is Vova's mitten!
Ну того, про которого утром милиция спрашивала.
That boy the police were asking
Oh.
about in the
That
morning.
boy, the police were. Oh, boy. It's drenched in blood. I found it hanging on a tree. I can show where.
Давай в
It
милицию
is
скорее
really
позвоним.
dripping.
Как нас
Let's call
участковый
the police
просил.
right away, like the officer had told us
Mom,
to.
гляди.
Mom, look.
Ew!
Fool.
A shadow of doubt slowly crept
forgot about
onto
food.
Mom's contorted face, as if she was trying to remember something distant.
I'm sorry.
As if she was trying to remember something distant, like someone tries to remember their dream, but the images slip away.
А ну-ка прекрати
Oh, boy.
сейчас же.
Stop at this
She's got
moment.
that evil glare.
What's this game called? It's called
Tiny Bunny. Tiny Bunny is the name
Tiny
of it.
Bunny.
I found it in about
Olya will
2
go
minutes.
insane if she hears you.
Она и так не
She already has
На
trouble
всё подряд
sleeping and
жалуется.
whines all the time.
Еще и ты со
And
своими
you joke around
шуточками.
like this.
Oh my goodness.
At that moment, I realized the mitten was actually wet from snow. There was no blood whatsoever. I wanted to sink through the floor from embarrassment.
Иди сюда,
Come
паникер.
here, my boy who cried
Да не
wolf.
стой столбом.
Oh, don't just stand there. Come take your pills.
Oh
Быстро
boy.
пей.
Pills.
A golden-colored pill, reminiscent of a dead wasp, fell onto my palm.
Я уже пил сегодня, за
You usually pil
завтраком.
сегодня. I already took one during breakfast.
Попререкайся мне.
Don't talk over me.
From the sounds of it, you need a lot
I
more of
told
those
you to
pills.
stay home, and
Был
you,
бы отец
Dad
выпорол.
would have given you a good whipping for that.
Сейчас же выпей,
Come
а то
on,
ночью
take
не
it, or
уснешь.
you won't
Тебе
be
ведь в
able
школу
to get
завтра.
sleep at night. And you have school tomorrow. So I had to swallow
Is
the
anything
bitter
real?
medication, drinking it down with similarly awful water that gave off a taste of chlorine. Maybe it wasn't Vova's mitten.
That still could be Vova's.
Maybe it wasn't a mitten at all.
Okay, now you're talking.
Just
crazy
like the
talk.
forest monsters and Olya's owl. Pills
Pills are good.
Am I going? It sounds like it, and I think the pills are a good idea.
Yeah, I think you should take way more pills. Uh-oh. Or
What's
less.
happening to me?
Take fewer pills. That doesn't look good.
Either the pill had an immediate effect, or my overexerted brain didn't let fear inside anymore.
Alright, now it's gonna get good.
Serenity washed over me, bringing yawny indifference along with it. Ooh.
Антон, выпил? Можешь, если захочешь.
Oh, Anton, you done? See, you could do it when you try.
Раздевайся.
Take off your
Уснул,
coat.
что ли?
Are you asleep?
Нет, мам, просто задумался.
No, Mom, I was just thinking.
Интересно, о чем же?
About what, I wonder?
Так, глупости.
It's just something silly.
That's just something.
Mom
silly.
scrutinized me with suspicious eyes, as if she wasn't sure she was looking at her own son and not some doppelganger that came from the forest.
Точно все нормально?
Is everything all right?
У тебя такое лицо
You had the
было,
exact
когда
same
милиционер
expression
про
when the
окно
policeman
спросил.
asked you about the window.
Все нормально.
I'm alright, Mom.
She heaved a deep sigh.
Хорошо.
Fine. It seemed like the house had changed. The sofa's fabric had become discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bathroom
Oh,
tiles.
that's a clue.
The light bulbs also felt different.
Piece of evidence.
Dimmer and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. Has he become possessed? A melody from Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor. Oya
two
was done
L's in
rewatching.
Aladdin?
No. There's 2 D's.
Oh.
Oya was done rewatching her favorite Little Mermaid episodes and switched to other tapes. I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink, and studied my reflection in the mirror. Maybe your wife should just read the whole thing.
Hey!
I want breaks. It's hard.
I'll read. We can switch. So that I'm actually
You're
reading
not
more.
trusted.
Well, it's
That's
because
the
I have
issue.
like 2 lines every 14 minutes.
Okay, you do the narration then, and I'll do the voices.
All right, and I slowly changed in my home clothes. All right, I slowly well, if they can hear me, I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink and studied my reflection in the mirror, like I was trying to solve one of those spot the differences puzzles. Clickety clack clack. Oh, look how dapper he is. Then I went upstairs. Jafar's and Iago's voices died. Aww. Poor Gilbert Godfrey. I walked past Olia's bedroom and slipped into my own. Open. Let's take a peek. Okay, you can look at the.
I'm gonna look at all the things.
Yeah, no. That's so true. So true.
It is. That's why he was supposed to be doing his part.
I was.
Welcome back, Tech Stock. Thank
Yes,
you for
welcome.
being here.
Thanks for coming back.
I know it's
thought
late
we
over
lost you.
there.
Okay, my Triceratops figure.
You're
Green.
so loud though, like it's really getting you, and you're yelling in my ear.
Well, I want to make sure they can hear me.
It was going up to the red.
Oh, well, all right, I'll read quiet.
Okay.
I know about all sorts of dinosaurs. Velociraptors, Afrovenators, Hypsilophodonts. Okay, what about I remember going to the movies to see Jurassic Park back when we still lived in the city and taking pictures of the T-Rex in the hall. It turned its head and roared.
Your wife can read the mom lines, and you read everything else, Tori.
All right, we'll switch. It was awesome. You've got to stop quivering every time I...
You're just so loud, and it keeps
And next
startling
week
me.
was a Robotech Transformer. I love this cartoon. When a jet fighter speeds up in the intro among the sounds of blaster fire, you know your next 20 minutes will be surely amazing. Zentre D Space Station is captured.
Name all the dinosaurs. We'll wait. I used to know the
all of them, you see.
ABCs of dinosaurs.
Yeah, we had a whole
'cause
book.
they had
Had a whole book about it, and they were all like the most obscure names because they had to find these weird named dinosaurs.
They were
with
like
the C's and the
straight
X's.
up like Chinese dinosaur names.
Yeah, it was tough. You know, we gave it to James, and bless his heart. Space Station's captured. Rick, get ready for battle.
Do you want to look at other things, or you want to just open it?
Let's look at the wall.
His drawings.
I've dreamt of becoming an artist since Dad bought me my first comic book. Fly magazine was the coolest. I especially liked the big space-related edition with alien monsters and that funny episode about a gendarme.
What's flying?
The first Soviet and Russian periodic adult comic magazine, extremely popular during the I'm having a hard time reading the 90s. Crazy 90s. What made the magazine stand out was the refusal of used material from its foreign counterparts. Now you know. I started drawing all kinds of stuff since that day, and I seem to be getting pretty good at it. Oh, okay, easy.
I love this nerdy boy.
One of my letters even got published in Fly once.
Aww.
Maybe someday I'll even publish my comic. Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Totally, some dinosaur names are just basically cities or provinces in China.
There's no
What's the
laugh.
one here? The Utah raptor that was found here in Utah?
That one's pretty easy to say.
That
Yeah.
it's just Utah raptor.
That's the big one. That's the big one, the Utah Raptor, I believe. Let's look out the window to see if there's any dancing. The forest didn't look as grim during the day. Entangled tree branches in the distance and the snowy field between our house and the forest brought sleepiness to my eyes. But sometimes I would still catch myself looking in the window at the icy treetops instead of doing my homework. Yeah, I'd pretty much do anything. Oh my gosh! I did not see her! Holy crap. Took the eye. I just saw legs. How strange. I remember moving this curtain. How strange. She just straight up appeared there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So do you want
let's open-
We can also look at this.
I can't ignore the... Okay, yeah,
Is
look
this Queen or Michael Jackson?
That looks like Michael Jackson.
Do you want to look at this or ignore or open the drawer? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah, look at the... Look
Look
at
at
that. Look at that.
Why did I just get buzzed 6 times?
Monsters, Ghosts, UFOs. The Encyclopedia of Paranormal Phenomenon from Rosman Publishing. I've learned about the Loch Ness Monster, Medusa Gorgon, and Bigfoot from there.
I love this nerdy boy.
Olia is always scared of the book. She could barely handle sifting through the monster and alien section with me, but the middle part where they start to talk about ghosts really freaked her out.
Why was he reading that to his little sister?
Yeah, there's your problem. I even remember hunting ghosts after I'd read that book. I'd measure the distance between items on my table every evening and checked if they moved due to some supernatural
This just
force.
moved.
Come the morning.
Did you see that? Thank you.
No, I didn't. Did you take a wasp-colored
I
pill?
did not take a pill.
Alright. Let us. They didn't. To be honest, what was I expecting? To meet Casper the Ghost? Boy, that was like the best case scenario. One of the drawers was empty. I hid the mitten in there. It's like the main drawer.
Should we try and call the police?
Simple action drained the last bit of strength from me.
Oh, that's right. He took drugs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. What's she giving him? I sat on the bed.
She's giving him some
And
kind
only
of a
then
muscle
I
relaxer, I
noticed
think.
there was someone behind the curtain. It's Olya. My tired hand dropped to the sheets. Whether it was due to medication I took or the stress I underwent, the room began to contort, as if the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of sails. The corners of the room bent and undulated. The only stable thing in the whole room was the figure between the windowsill and the curtains. A flimsy piece of cloth was stuck to my hidden visitor. It reminded me of burial sheets.
Оля,
Oh, yeah. Who else could be standing there? I stood up and licked my dry lips.
Оля, очень
SpongeBob.
смешно.
Yeah, oh, the silhouette was unmoving. We saw her little feet. It was enveloped softly by the curtains, as if there was a thick layer of darkness there, not a human
Do you
being.
hear the heartbeat?
I 100% hear the heartbeat. I reached toward the curtains.
Don't do it.
Ba-dum, beat my heart.
Ba-dum-bum.
Controlled by medication. I don't know about this medication. The wind sang in the field with a chorus of voices. For a second, I wanted to return to the bed. Just lie down and watch the person behind the curtain, knowing full well they were looking back at me.
What a creep.
They're looking without blinking, waiting for me to fall asleep. Plastic rings
Didn't
rustled
he
against
just
the
have
holder
breakfast?
when I pulled open the
Why
curtains.
is he going to
Yeah, this
bed?
is not a normal day. He was out in the forest staring at that glove for a long time.
Попался!
Gotcha! Man,
Я
I'm
сразу
just
понял, что
Decker.
это ты.
I knew it was you from the beginning. A blindly bright halo lit up above Olya's head, with the settling sun as the background. My sister was shining. Or did she have the shining? When she was just a baby, Dad always used to say she was shining with happiness. Not anymore. I always retorted, but Dad, she's not some flashlight. Stupid kids.
Stupid.
But I brought her to the window one day and sunlight poured on her smiling face. I felt like I was holding a light woven child.
А я все
I saw
видела.
everything.
Oh no.
Да ну.
Oh really?
Что ты спрятал?
What did you hide?
Bloody
Bloody.
glove. She was just like my mom when she was little. Before she put on her sad mask of tiredness and switched to her commanding tone of voice.
Ничего,
It's
просто...
nothing, just... Olya ran up to the table, her eyes round, and asked,
Ты что-то
You
украл и
stole
теперь
something and
прячешь?
hid it there?
Ты вор?
Are you a thief?
Что? Глупая.
Glupoi. What? Don't be stupid.
Nичего я не
I didn't
крал.
steal anything. A clear image came to mind. That mitten hanging from a tree branch. What if I did steal it
That's
after
a
all?
little bunny on Olya's sweater.
Oh my, yes,
Is
it is.
she the tiny bunny?
She's the tiny bunny. What if I did steal it after all? From the forest, from the tilted figure standing behind the trees, Olya could be selfish and stubborn when she wanted.
Покажи
Then
тогда.
show me.
Поклянись, что никому
Swear
не
that you won't tell
скажешь.
anyone.
Тогда покажу.
Then I'll show you.
When did Anton become
Swear
a
to me.
40-year-old man? Also, it looks like he has a hospital bed. Is that just what beds are like over in
Yeah, wow.
Eastern Europe?
No. I never saw a bed like that.
You didn't sleep in a bed like that in Ukraine?
No, I slept on a bed that had like 8 thin mattresses. That is a creepy smile.
Yeah. Well, it says
Olya wore a plotting smile.
Клянусь маминым
I
сердцем.
swear on Mom's heart. What a creepy thing to swear on.
I know she'd heard in one of the movies about the pioneers we watched. Pioneer movement, an umbrella term for communist children organizations existing around the world, somewhat reminiscent of the Scout movement.
Weird.
For those of you who are interested,
Не говори так.
don't say things like that. Olya nodded and made a gesture with her hand, locking her mouth with an imaginary key. One of those. She was filled with curiosity that was splashing in her giant eyes. There it is. A really unimportant glove.
It's probably very important. It's just not soaked in blood like he thought it was.
I opened the drawer and Olya leaned in, holding her breath. It looked like there was not just a simple mitten, but some sort of exotic
I
critter.
don't see no exotic critter. Is this someone's mitten?
Варежка.
She said that as if she couldn't understand what she saw.
Один мальчик потерял.
A certain
И сам
boy
потерялся.
lost it and got lost himself.
Теперь понимаешь, как опасно
Now you
гулять в
do
лесу,
understand how
особенно
dangerous it is for
детям.
kids to wander in the forest, right?
Ему,
It
наверное,
must be
там
really
очень
cold out
холодно.
there.
Его найдут?
Will they find him?
Just his hand.
Обязательно.
They will.
Участковый по домам
The police are
ходит,
going house
всем
to house,
фотографии
showing
его
this photo to
показывают.
everyone. Olya traversed the room with care and pressed her tiny palms against the window.
А почему он по
Then
домам
why are they
ходит,
going
а
to the
не по
houses
лесу?
and not the forest?
Боится?
Are they scared?
They are. The question caught me off guard.
Милиционеры
Police
ничего не
aren't scared of
боятся.
anything.
И лес они
They've
прочесали.
already scouted the forest. Yeah, right, flashed in my clouded mind. Did they really check every nook and cranny where darkness, cold, and whispers of icy branches dwell? If that's the case, how did they miss the mitten? Yeah, it was literally on the line of the forest. Or did it appear later for me? Yeah, a lot of things are appearing for him. I changed the
Yeah,
topic,
this boy be crazy.
as if trying to get Olya as far away as possible from the forest thicket.
Если я сам найду пропавшего мальчика,
We may
нам,
get a
может,
reward if I
награду
go and
дадут.
find this boy by myself.
Кучу
A
всякого,
lot of
как
stuff,
в поле
like in the
чудес.
Wheel of Fortune.
Well, I know
That's
what
how
that-
it works.
Клево же.
Sounds cool, right?
It really wants me to check the glossary.
Please, we want to tell you about the Wheel of Fortune. A Soviet... Oh, Field of Wonders. Oh,
A Soviet and Russian TV game show still running to this day, coming out every Friday, can be described as a partially adapted version of Wheel of Fortune.
so straight up
The more you
knockoff.
know.
Did it say Field of Wonders?
It does.
I mean, did it say it in the thing, though?
No, it said Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Olya wasn't listening to me. She was piercing the forest with incredibly adult eyes, uncharacteristic of her.
А что, если это сова
What if the
его
owl got
втащила?
him?
Ерунда.
Nonsense!
Не может
An
сова
owl won't be
поднять
able to lift a
человека.
human, you
Ну вот
stupid
что.
kid. But you know what? I was picking my words with utmost care. I forced them out of my overexerted brain.
Ты в лес не суйся.
Stay
Мне
away from
кажется,
the
он
forest. I
какой-то,
think it's...
как бы сказать,
How should I put it?
проклятый, что ли.
It's cursed or something.
Как в сказке?
Just like in a fairy tale?
Нет,
No.
скорее, как
More
на
like
той
in that
страшной
spooky
кассете,
tape
что
our
родители
parents
прячут.
hid from us. Olya shivered and stole a glance at the window.
This game is great, terrifying, and educational.
That's true.
Убегал.
We're
I
learning
saw-
along with you.
I saw you running away.
За тобой кто-то
Someone was
гнался?
chasing you?
Нет, просто
Нет.
чтобы мама не
It's
волновалась,
just
спешил
I was
домой.
hurrying back home, so mom wouldn't be worried.
This chair is creaky.
It's very creaky. Yes, I apologize. It's very old too. As I looked at my sister, my heart was tearing apart. Oh my goodness. She was so fragile. It was so easy to stifle her light. A gust of wind, and her small fire would be gone. Yeesh.
Хорошо тебе.
You're lucky.
Меня вот мама
Mom
не
won't
пускает
even let
даже
me
на
go
крыльцо.
outside.
Как принцесса в
I'm like a
башне
princess
сижу.
in the tower.
Никуда не
Can't
могу
go anywhere.
выйти. Так и умру
I'll
тут от
die from
скуки.
boredom
Не
here.
придумывай.
You're wrong.
От скуки еще никто не умирал.
No one has ever died of boredom. Very
Answering the
reassuring.
real
У тебя же есть
questions.
я и
And
мультики,
you have me
а мама с
and
папой
your
скоро
cartoons.
помирятся.
The mom and dad will be good to each other soon.
X for doubt.
Знаешь, что бы я
You know
загадала
what
на
I would
следующий
wish
день
for on my
рождения?
next
Чтобы
birthday?
родители
I'd
тоже
wish
в
for
детей
mom and dad to turn
превратились.
into children,
И мы бы
so
все
we could
вместе
go and play
играли,
together
как
like we
раньше.
used to.
Aww.
Ага. А если бы они стали
Yeah,
размером
and if you
жука,
make
то мы
them
бы их
as
в
small as
спичечный
bugs, we
коробок
could place them into a
посадили.
little box. Ah, Olya giggled and tugged at my sleeve.
A spooky tape their parents made.
Yeah, why wasn't that in the glossary?
That's the real nightmare here. That's the real horror.
Have the parents talked to the daughter? Like interacted with the daughter?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, they were like,
Go on.
when she was talking about the owl, the dad was like, well, why don't you just feed it some imaginary mice? And the
Oh,
mom was
yeah,
like, don't
okay.
be mean to our daughter.
That's right. Okay, just making sure this wasn't
That
a-
she's not dead.
She's dead. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Тоша,
Giggle.
пойдем Аладдина смотреть.
Tosha, let's go watch Aladdin.
It's the knockoff of the actual Aladdin with 2 L's instead of 2 D's. Fatigue went over my desire to be with my little sister. I was washed over by some sort of heinous apathy.
Вымотался я.
I'm too
Что-то не
tired.
хочется.
I don't want to. I have this heinous apathy.
Come on.
Мне
Aw.
скучно одной,
It's so
а мама
boring
занята
alone,
все
and mom is
время.
always busy.
Aw,
Можно
sounds like
выбрать
Jane.
другой
We can pick a
мультик, который
cartoon
ты
you
еще
haven't
не
seen
видел.
before.
Да я все
I
наши
know all of our
кассеты
tapes by heart at
наизусть
this
знаю.
point.
А вот и не
Let's
Not
do
all
the
of them.
scary
You
tape.
haven't watched
Let's
Peter
do the
Pan.
scary tape.
Помнишь, ты
Remember
уснула
how
на
you fell
середине?
asleep in the middle of it?
А там потом
And so much
такое.
happens after that. Let's go, let's go.
Пойдем.
Давай попозже.
Maybe a bit later. I'm drugged up.
Рассказать тебе, чем
Should I
все
tell you how it
закончилось?
ends?
What?
Утром
No, why would she do that? You're holding all the cards. Leave that for tomorrow.
Утром не
I won't tell you
захочу.
tomorrow.
Придумала.
Jeez.
I know, let's play hide and seek.
Oh boy.
Нет, Оль.
Нет, Olya.
Тогда
Then draw me a
нарисуй мне
dino.
динозавра.
No,
She's
can't you
trying
see?
so hard.
She's
Оля,
just... Olya, please.
Нарисуй, нарисуй.
Draw it.
Да оставь ты меня в покое!
Leave me alone already.
Yes.
Oh, I blurted it out without thinking. And then I was immediately taken back. Apologize. I'd never scream at my little sister like that. Olya stared at me in shock. Oh, man.
Oh, look at
Her
those
lips started trembling.
tears.
A precursor to tears. My chest was seething with disgust and embarrassment. What's happened to me? It's the pills! I hurried to prevent Olya from
Or
crying.
whatever spooky thing has possessed him.
Ладно, уболтала.
Alright, you
Давай
Let's
смотреть
go watch
мультики.
cartoons for a bit.
I don't wanna.
Lana, and that sounds like Camilla. I came to her, put my hand on her soft head.
She's doing this thing now where she just yells at me when I'm not giving her what she wants. She just goes, Ma! Ma! Like that.
I have heard it. I have heard
Like
it.
a puppet.
Like Kermit the Frog.
Пойдем,
Let's go. Пойдем.
Питера Пэна посмотрим.
Питер Пен посмотрит.
Ага.
Ooh, you'll fall asleep again.
I smiled and lifted her chin. Her eyes were wet and felt bottomless.
Не усну, обещаю.
I promise I won't.
А потом я
And
тебе
I'll draw
целого
you a full
трицератопса нарисую.
Triceratops later.
Ну, почти.
Well, close enough. Olya rubbed her eyes with the sleeve of her pajamas, and a shining smile returned to her face.
Давай ты пока кассету перемотаешь, а я у
Isn't
мамы
demented at
попрошу
all.
I'll go
сгущенки
ask
с
mom for
хлебом.
condensed milk and bread, and you can rewind the
Oh
tape.
yeah, that's a popular
Только
snack.
утром
it?
свежий привезли,
Yeah.
как ты любишь.
Oh
Do
man,
they dip
I
the bread
do
in
love
condensed milk?
fresh bread. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, it's like bread pudding.
I mean, yeah, that seems like, I don't know, like overly
Delicious.
rich. Yeah.
Неси, только
All
аккуратнее,
right, just
а
be
то
careful not to
разольешь.
spill the milk.
опять ругаться буду.
Or you'll be yelled at again. By me.
Не разолью.
Wanna bet I won't spill it?
Кассета
The
где-то
tape
в
is somewhere in the
тумбочке. Поищи
nightstand.
пока.
Look for it.
The nightmare tape?
I...
Olya disappeared
Peter
in the
Pan.
doorway, and I dragged my feet in the neighboring room. Oh, something bad's gonna happen here.
Okay, turn on. Let's see, what else? Should we look at all the things?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't
Piggy
pay.
bank!
Olya's
She's
saving
your
money for a real puppy because Dad said that taking care of him will take a lot of money. Oh, what was it called? What's that noise? Yeah.
Noah! Yeah, with that, this war of mine is similarly horrifying and educational. Didn't we play that or something?
This War of Mine, yeah. This War of Mine is the board game I backed on Kickstarter. I do have that game, I think.
Oh,
This
yeah.
War of Mine, right there. Yeah. I haven't played this, but I played the game. That's the one that you said was...
Ow!
Sorry. That's the one that you said was too depressing to play.
Yeah, that one.
We know exactly what you're talking about.
So sad. It'd be like, all right, read this card, and it'd be like, you see dead people, and like that's it. Like no effect, just read this and feel sad.
It was really depressing, yeah, but it was really cool. That was my I was super into those types of games. That's a great game. All right.
Tech Stock is super nerdy like us.
Now,
We
are you talking about the
discovered
board
today.
game or are you talking about the video game? I have both. I have never played the video
Oh,
game.
Steve says we made a sort of milkshake with condensed milk the other day. That sounds delicious.
That does.
And terrible. Oh, this is her teddy bear that she doesn't sleep without.
Does it oink like a pig? The scary window where Olya sees that accursed owl every night. I wasn't done. Olya keeps curtains open during the day, but as soon as the twilight comes, she shuts them tight. You jerk. That was probably important. The old photon TV was gathering dusks in the
Stop
it! Video game. I played more of the video game.
I didn't know it was a video game.
I haven't played it. I want to play it, but
like hearing myself.
it's getting got quiet, guys. Oh, we can see us. I don't know.
Which means
I
we're probably
didn't
gonna
know
see
there was
something, yeah.
The board game's really cool. It's
It's
intense.
a lot of pieces, right?
Yeah, it is. Well, no, it's not a lot. It's a lot of like moving pieces, like in that sense. But
Tori went through this period of time where he backed a million games on Kickstarter.
it's true.
And it was a problem. And then they just kept showing up like one by one at the house. And they were all like depressing apocalyptic games.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
But
Why
those are the
haven't
most
you
fun.
played the video game?
Yeah, we should. We'll
Reaction
play that
time
next.
will kill you in that version.
Yeah, well, this one's really cool. It has like 2 books full of scripts of like it can change every time you play it. So I do want to play the video game, and I will. That's not a bad one to install on any kit.
Oh no.
I almost reached out to turn on the VCR, and the noise calmed down. A blurry image appeared for me. It was a dark taiga forest, just like the one outside my window. The picture split the screen.
Did you hear that?
No, I don't hear that. Something creepy and resembling human speech was coming out of the speaker. Just a few moments later, the scene that was unsettling. Did they catch some rogue signal? Local TV station only really showed Soviet cartoons, and even that was pretty rare. And only just recently I used to always watch Robotech before school.
So is it still the Soviet Union at this point? In the 90s?
89, I believe, is when the Soviet Union fell. Correct me if I'm wrong, those who are more cultured than us, but I believe it was 89. So, no. It should still be...
Maybe I should tinker with the antenna. What if we catch this shit?
On the other hand, Olya had asked me to find the tape. It wouldn't be nice to disappoint her. But in my sleepy state, I didn't have the strength to do all of it. Great.
All right.
Search.
Or set the TV. Okay, should we ask the people?
Okay, people.
Should we find Olya's tape or should we try and
search.
catch the signal again?
Yeah. You tell us. We are letting you choose the adventure of this game, which is the gimmick.
I think they're going to vote for the one that's most likely to make me scream.
Well, now that you've put that idea in their head, yeah. You're going to get a lot of sets here. Or maybe just 1 or 2.
My hand's really cold.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is. 1991. I was close. So maybe it could be. If it's 1990.
Tech Stock is a knower of many things discovered.
It's 91. Wow. Let's see.
We have an old atlas, like a world atlas we got at the DI, which is like a
Goodwill.
a Goodwill, and it has the Soviet Union in there. So that's
Yeah, it's from the 70s. It's really cool. I got it. Well, I think you wanted to get it, didn't you? Mm-hmm. It was really cool. So it's a tabletop, in case you want to look at an old map. Most places are pretty much the same. So
yeah, it's like a giant,
big old.
but
Yep, that one.
so the scary one. Yeah, okay.
All right, we'll go with the scary one. We're gonna disappoint our sister though.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt because we just
The picture finally cleared up.
the scream one.
Oh man, those crosses. The scream one. But the moment I rejoiced at finding that weird signal again, the TV started coughing. A voice barely coming through the cacophony.
I keep losing my
Cacophony.
earphones.
Видели его часто.
He was often seen
Именно
at the
тогда
moment when small snowy hills were lined up on the screen, pierced with rickety crosses, and a male voice was narrating with a slow, mournful voice.
стояла
It was a pitch
беспросветная
black night
кладбищенская
at the
ночь.
cemetery.
Who was my MOI has something similar.
Mother-in-law.
Oh,
No. Ma MOI.
I don't know what MOI means. MIO.
My mother in oranges.
Has something similar. Old map from the 1980s.
It was pitch black night at the cemetery.
В то мрачное время
Gosh, my
Ксения встретила своего
Okay, good.
чудовищного
time.
обитателя
Sonya met her
чащобы.
fate in the face of a monstrous thicket dweller.
Oh, look at little. It's Sonya. That's how you say it.
Senya.
Senya.
Did I say Sonya?
You did say Sonya.
Search. Oh, too late, Steve.
Sorry.
Too late.
Зовут его не
It was
иначе,
called
как
none other
хозяин
than
леса.
the Forest Master. Ooh. I froze and did my best not to move, as if by doing that I could scare away the narrator. I listened closely to every word.
Зверя
The beast
разобрался с
growled.
беспомощной девочкой.
Ew.
По-хозяйски.
The heck does that mean? The camera panned across the snow with something black spilled over it, looking for ragged pieces of cloth that were thrown all around all over the
See,
place.
I told you, Russia's in black and white.
Yeah. I didn't want to think whether Senya's remained
MIO stands for
So I shut
mother-in-law.
my eyes without thinking.
Gross, man. Oh, that was an arm. Did you see
certainly
it?
was. The voice continued.
Волки
Wolves are rare
здесь
guests in
редкие
these
гости.
parts.
Вот что поведала
Here's
Babushka.
what
баба Тамара,
Baba Tamara.
обитательница одного
Here's
из
what Tamara,
местных
the older one that
склепов.
lives in a nearby crypt, had to say. That's what most of them sounded like. A close-up shot of the face of an old homeless woman,
Squazniak.
weary from life and alcohol abuse, rattled on the screen. It is a Squazniak. Oh, I didn't read it.
I know you didn't.
The old woman splattered saliva all over the rectangular mic.
Gross. There it is.
And the stink, it's like... The rest of the comparison was swallowed up by the sound of a horn. Never felt anything like that. Just standing there,
Oh,
yes,
she's saying that.
right where you stand, boyo, and pierced me with its eyes,
We
right in
smelled
the...
that today. We went to get ice cream and got out of the car, and there was
Oh,
sewer water all over the
we
place.
pulled up to a... Yeah, there's like a red... It's called the Red Barn. It's got some cool, like, farmy stuff in it. It's got ice cream. It's got all these things in it. Don't keep going. I'm telling a story. And
Anxious.
I was like, oh, cool. Like, this will be fun. And we pull up, and I parked, and I opened the door, and it was just like a manhole. And all of a sudden, I just watched it as it overflowed, and it smelled like sewage.
So gross.
And I had to step out into it, and
So gross.
anyways, that's my fun story. Was so huge, that one with glassy eyes. Is this like a Donnie Darko prequel?
I don't know.
Obscenities were covered by another bleep. No, they say if this demon lays his eyes on you, he'll snatch you, put you in his bag, and you're done. Eek.
This is gonna end like the tape in the rain.
I laughed the same time she did. That was creepy. But he won't touch me.
She's been lighting that cigarette for a long time.
Yeah, she is. Likes me, it seems. She's it. So they even call me the Devil's Wench.
Что правда, то правда.
Definitely true.
Devil's wench.
That sounds like our news. Oh no! Oh, good. The carnivorous monster will not touch those who fell to the level of forest beasts, going for the innocent child's blood instead.
Теперь все
The forest
чаще
master's
хозяева
presence
леса
is
видят
felt
в
more and more on the
поселениях
outskirts of our
на
country. Torn between believing in what was said and shrugging it away, I decided to record the remaining part of the documentary for some reason. I quickly grabbed the tape that was on top of the TV and put it in the VCR without even looking at the cover. No, not Little Mermaid!
It's probably gonna be Peter
Pressed
Pan.
record, turned the sound up and paid attention to the slipping signal. It is going to be straight up noise when we watch
Хозяином
it.
леса
It's
его
not called the
прозвали не просто
forest
так.
masters for nothing.
Ему
All the
подчиняются
animals
все
obey it,
звери,
be they hairy or
крылатые и
furry,
лохматые.
feathery.
Они
Sorry,
появились
they're all
появления
precursors to
самого
its
чуда. Если слышать
If you hear
его
howls in the
вдалеке,
distance, then it
то,
must
скорее
likely
всего,
already know.
он
Then it
знает,
most likely already knows
где
where
вы
you live. I'm sorry, I
живете,
should have had you
порог дома и
read for the old
иными
lady.
след- А если
Krampus.
однажды ночью,
You wake up at
проснувшись,
night and see a
увидите
pair of eyes
глаза в
open,
окне,
Like
то
earlier.
скоро,
then soon. It's a face.
скоро,
I
It's
know
another face.
something's gonna jump, but still.
скоро,
Score.
I don't want to click it.
скоро,
It knows we know.
скоро, скоро.
God. He suddenly went mad and looped the last word over and over, piercing my ears.
Ooh, I didn't like those
I got goosebumps.
all over my spine.
The tape ended and was rewinding to the beginning.
Oh.
Oh man, the sound of rustling tape reminded me of the leaves in the wind and the low howl of the beasts. Is this like a 40-year-old man in a 12-year-old's body? I woke
Maybe
up from my
he's
stupor and pressed the
recalling.
button. The VCR ejected the tape. For a moment I thought it was stained with saliva, but that was just the light from the chandelier making the black plastic glossy.
What's it say?
Peter Pan!
I knew it.
Oh,
I knew
and then
it.
I saw the cover. Oops! I recorded over Peter Pan. Oopsie doodle. That's what I get for hurrying. It was bad enough that I ruined Olya's cartoon, but I also put this creepy stuff over it. Oh yeah, watch it again. I can't
Maybe
let her
that's
see
like
this.
what the creepy tape that his parents had that's hidden. Maybe they recorded something on the TV like that.
No, we all know what that tape is. We'll drown in tears. I snuck a glance at the door. I could hear the clatter of glass and the squeaking floorboards. Olya appeared in the doorway.
Ты не смотришь без
You
меня?
haven't started without me, have you? Tell her to watch something else. My sister brought the tray with
Oh, sorry, I was supposed to
unevenly
say
cut
that.
bread and a whole can of condensed milk. Yes, you were.
Нет,
Here, you read all the quotes. I'll read the story.
No.
я пока
I was
кассету
looking
ищу.
for the
А ты
tape.
точно хочешь
Do
Питера
you
Пэна
really want to
смотреть?
watch Peter Pan?
Smart.
I do. Turn it on already. Mom will come watch her Brazilian drama soon.
Come on, think, fake
Честно,
detective.
мне как-то Питер
I
Пэн
know.
совсем не
I didn't
понравился.
like Peter Pan.
Может, лучше
Maybe we should
«Русалочку»?
watch Little Mermaid instead.
Русалочку я уже
I've already seen
насмотрела.
it so many times.
А ты
And you
обещал.
promised me.
Did. She's so stubborn. Yeah, it's her
Придумал.
fault.
Давай сначала пару
Do you know
серий
Russian?
черепашек
Yes, he
ниндзя.
does.
I
He
do.
speaks Russian. I know. Let's watch a couple of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episodes first.
She's
Deal?
not gonna. What? Olya frowned, but ultimately gave up.
Tori served a mission in Ukraine, so he lived there for 2 years. He learned to speak Russian.
I did. I did not learn Ukrainian. I was so far south. I was actually in the Crimea, which is now Russia. That I only learned Russian. But I could survive speaking Ukrainian with
You
someone.
need to understand enough.
But there'd be just words where I'm like, that's a Ukrainian word. I have no idea what you're saying. She put down the tray and crossed her hands on her chest.
Если так сильно просишь,
If you want it so much.
откроешь
Can you
сгущенку.
open the milk can? I'm afraid I'll cut
Порезаться
myself with the
боюсь.
sharp edges.
Whoa. As soon as I stood up, colorful dots popped up before my eyes, and my sore legs were pierced by thousands of needles. The music isn't giving us indication of this. Only when I reached the sofa, I realized that the can was already open.
It is awesome. We like it when he speaks Russian, and he should do it more often.
Olya had tricked me, played me for a fool. My stomach became heavy. I wanted to rush toward the TV, but my sister was faster. She picked up the remote and proclaimed in a victorious tone,
Попёлся,
Gotcha, gotcha, Gotcha! As the remote's master, I command you to watch Peter Pan!
Peter Pan. I couldn't even open my mouth, and Visa had already eaten the cursed tape. She'll play it, and then black crosses on unnamed graves, empty crypts, bloody scraps on the snow, and the insane devil's wench.
Wait, are you in the army? No.
No, not in the army. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh, when we say mission, it was a mission for our church.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, there's where I was like, that's a random question. I'd better tell the truth.
Оля, стой!
Оля,
Wait,
stop!
It's gonna be.
Наконец,
I
erased
erased
it.
the end of your tape by accident. Oh, sorry.
Отдай ее мне.
I'll trade it with you for 2 of mine.
Ты чего?
What do you mean?
Не мог ты
You couldn't erase it. Me and Dad had broken off all those plastic pins with a screwdriver.
Отверт теперь не
You can't record anything over my cartoons
Oh,
now.
that's right. I only recently learned. Did you guys know about this?
I did not.
They're on VHSs. There are pins on them that if you break them off, you cannot record over them. Ready for me?
I should just wear this.
Hat.
I'll just have this on my head when you come home, ready for Tori.
Yeah, so anyways, I didn't know that was a thing. Never knew that was a thing. I should have done it a long time ago. My little sister pressed the triangular play button on the remote. Be Peter Pan. Yay! I squeezed on the inside.
I squeezed on the inside.
But I saw the duel between Peter Pan and Captain Hook instead. I sighed in relief. You shouldn't be. You're going crazy.
He's going crazy.
My head heavy as a leaden ball.
Leaden
ball.
Like made out of lead.
Now rested in my hands. Oya smiled in joy. Well, good. She put the tape on rewind and started spreading milk over her bread. And when the cartoon started, she forgot about anything and everything in the world. As if she really got transported to the Neverland, like she always wished. To be honest, I also imagined myself there, in a land where one never ages, where no one argues over little things, where no one listens to fights and the sound of broken plates at night. But now Peter Pan's land was especially far away from me. My thoughts dragged on. Oh boy, here it comes. Stumbled upon the horned beast that awaited me among the trees. And the narrator's mournful voice haunted me. Is that me? Sliding over brushes and ravines.
Bushes.
No brushes.
I wonder if the developers did that Peter Pan record over intentionally, as Peter Pan was kind of inspired by the Greek god Pan, who is kind of goat-like, similarly to the monster.
Whoa! I'm learning things from the game.
I just keep thinking about how this little girl is reminding me so much of Usagi from Sailor Moon and how that means bunny and all of those parallels. So that's where my brain's at.
Yes, our brains are in very different
Her
places.
little blonde pigtails and bunnies.
Darko.
Oh, good. See, text talks with me.
Of course they would be. It felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Then my sister's scream pulled me back to reality.
Тоша, скорее, что
Tosha, shut the curtains fast!
Oh snap!
Зачем?
Why?
Zachim.
Никто же на тебя
No
не
one's watching
смотрит.
you.
Уже темно.
It's dark,
Когда
and when it's
темнеет,
dark, the
прилетает
owl
сова.
comes.
Я-
I'm scared.
How scared could this owl be? I got out of
Really
bed, fighting my
scary.
drowsiness, and closed the curtains. Wait, what else can we do?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing. Okay. Oh, okay, that was anticlimactic. I did my best not to look outside toward the treetops, toward the taiga forest, which seemingly drew closer and closer. Of course, it was just a visual effect from the shadow of branches scraping the snow.
Тоша,
Tosha, Mom thinks I made the owl
придумала
up.
про сову. И
And
папа
Dad,
считает,
too,
что
thinks
раз
I'm a
я
liar
маленькая,
since
это
I'm
значит
small.
вру. А сова есть.
But the owl exists.
Вот честно,
Honestly,
честно,
it
есть
does.
она. Ты же мне веришь,
You do believe me, right?
что она
That it
там
comes every
каждую
night
ночь
and
I swiftly grabbed Olia's hand and looked her in the eyes. I was trying to transfer at least some of my courage and determination. That is a great movie. Great performance from
Donnie
Jake
Darko is
Gyllenhaal.
messed up, man.
And Maggie Gyllenhaal. I forgot they're both in that. But did I really have those qualities?
Я тебе верю, слышишь?
Yes, I believe you, alright?
Yeah.
Только
Just
родителям
don't
больше
nag
не
our parents
рассказывай
about
про
it
сову.
anymore.
У них и так
They're
хата
already
погорела,
dealing with a
они
lot,
только
so they'll just get
рассердятся.
mad at you.
Ты мне говори,
Come
если
and
что
tell me if
случится.
anything
И в окно не
happens.
смотри.
And don't look out the window.
Но она
But it
хочет,
wants
чтобы
me
я
to look.
смотрела.
Перехочет.
It doesn't matter.
Притворись, что ее
Act
нет
like
и
it
не
doesn't
было никогда.
exist and
Что
never
она
existed,
выдумка,
like
как
it's made
родители
up,
говорят.
just like Mom and Dad say.
Ей ждать надоест,
It'll get
она
tired of
улетит.
waiting and fly away. I would just be sharing a room at this point.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, great. We followed Peter Pan's adventure as if nothing had happened. As if the forest hadn't kidnapped kids. As if our parents weren't tearing each other apart bit by bit. Captain Hook was running away from a crocodile, and Captain Pan was headed to London on a gilded sailboat. By some miracle, I lasted longer than my little sister. Olya's eyelids had dropped. She started snoring lightly, resting her chin on the side of the bed. The chorus was singing the ending song. The world of Disney was lit up by a silvery moon.
There it is.
Another moon peeked from under the first one. Scary and wan, hanging over the taiga forest. The horrific report got recorded right over the credits. My throat went dry, my pulse became faster. I looked toward Julia. She smacked her lips in her sleep. I squeezed the remote with all my might, ready to press stop at any moment. I rewound the recording, checked if it was intact, and then carefully took out the tape. The protective pin was still in its place. I stood up and left Olya's room.
Why?
Whether it was by providence or by curse, I hid the tape alongside the mitten at the exact moment Mom peeked into my home.
See, I don't understand why they're not sleeping together. Because I grew up in a house that was haunted, 100%. And my sister and I, even after we had our own rooms, she came and slept in my bed every night until she graduated high school.
Yeah, I don't know. Hard to say. Hey, cursed tape we got. Oh my gosh.
Довольно было.
Achievement unlocked.
Huzzah!
Enough playing around.
Завтра первый
It's
день
your
в
first
школе.
day at school tomorrow.
Ложись, тебе
Go to
надо
bed.
выспаться.
You should sleep properly. All he had today was breakfast and then bread with sweetened condensed milk. And some drugs.
Yeah, some drugs. Oh no.
Oh.
You're good. You're okay.
Не хочешь же ты, чтобы тебя
You don't
все
want to be
дразнили
teased
Соней?
for being sleepy, right?
Does that happen? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Adults think everything is so simple. As if sound sleep would ensure my classmates would like me. I covered myself with a blanket up to my neck and listened to the house humming, to something invisible rustling in the corners. My inner voice had a question for me. Do I want to hear that mysterious flute again?
No.
I say yes.
No.
Yes or no? Maybe it's just a part of growing up, and I can't fully understand my own desires. The forest wailed behind the barrier that was my walls. Some ethereal entity wandered the fields. Branches shook as if calling for me. Ah!
Mean.
I wanted to make it visceral. The wind howled on and on in the night. My thoughts were like annoying flies that entered my head before becoming weak and tangled.
I'll talk about visceral. I think during one of those jump scares, I pulled a muscle in my back.
I definitely let a fart go.
I'm feeling my age.
Oh my goodness.
Not 20
Clickety clack clack.
anymore. Oh.
I didn't notice how I fell into slumber. Slumber.
At least he's sleeping.
A new achievement. Man, we're just cruising. It has come after all. What has? The day I feared the most. The first day of a new school term. Now the real nightmare begins. Episode 2.
Episode 2. Okay.
Time to play with you.
So, this is a point it's the end of an episode.
Yep.
We could stop and do something else. We could do Five Nights at Freddy's. We could keep going on this game.
Yeah, are you guys enjoying this story? Are you invested in the story? Would you like us to play something else that's a little more fast-paced?
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
less reading?
I don't know if this is fun to watch.
Yeah. Anything, we appreciate your guys' inputs. We do have another game lined up in case we need to transition.
What's that, Freddy's?
It's Freddy's. One of the Freddy's. We can do the first one. Or whatever you want.
Can I take a bathroom break?
Yes. Oh, right now, okay.
I really have to go.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm stuck. Oh no, I'm not. I'm good. Me arms. Me arms. Me arms.
Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez Louise. Hi, everybody. So yeah, we had lined up, this was kind of just a last minute add to the entire schedule, was to play a random new game, and we found this one. It turned out to be pretty cool. What's your other game? Our other game would be like a Five Nights at Freddy's. We have played the first one. My wife has not beaten it. We have played the second one as well.
So we would play either one of those. And it would be a lot more fast-paced, a lot less reading. It would be virtually no reading, and just a whole lot of screaming and fun. So it's a good story, but it's late for me. Oh, well, it is. It is late. 11 o'clock in my time zone. It's 10 o'clock here. Gotta go. Good night. Good night. I will tell her that you left, and she will be sad. But we understand you have to go because it is late. But we appreciate being here. Thank you for coming by, and you're always welcome back. So let's see here. Yeah, it's 10 here. So not too late. It's manageable. Let's see here. If I click, it might just jump right into it. Okay, so let's see here. Auto. Oh, interesting. What does this button do? Menu. Goodness. Here she comes.
All right, what's the verdict?
Text doc is saying goodbye.
Bye, text.
I don't mind either one.
Thanks for popping in. I know it's super late. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so we've got one vote for either.
One vote for either. Well, my legs hurt.
Yeah, my legs hurt too.
I think it's because we're tensed.
We're tensed and it's cold. I think
It
are the two
is
things.
cold. Oh, I had turned off the heater earlier today. Should I turn it back on?
I think the vents are closed anyways. When the heater kicks on, this thing gets like a furnace. I'm getting baked in here when I work.
Ooh, trading cards.
What?
Trading cards too flat.
I mean, we can keep going, or what do you think, hon? What are you in the mood for? Would you rather keep going with this, or would you?
I'm enjoying this. If they're not minded by it, then I say we do this. But I'm gonna grab a blanket. Would you like one?
Yeah, actually. FNAF would not be a bad switch, given that you have not beaten it. That's true.
What, Freddy's?
Freddy's, yeah, since we haven't beaten it. Now, to be fair, so we took turns. So I was able to get us further, and we did get to the 5th night, but apparently that's not beating it. There are more nights, even though it's called Five Nights at Freddy's. So I was a little dissatisfied with that. That's what I call false advertising. So, but we did not beat, for sure, we did not beat the second one. The second one was definitely...
I got your tortilla blanket.
Oh, thank you. This is my tortilla blanket. A lot of people, when they see it, just think it's a blanket that has burn marks. Oh my gosh, it is just... So we got a vote saying that FNAF would not be a bad thing to... FNAF.
FNAFels.
I mean, I could even play it and you could watch, which still will be scary, I'm sure. Especially if you're having audio, right?
Yeah.
It's up to you, hon. Are you...
I'm so afraid of Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm so afraid of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, can you go turn on the... Would you please turn on the light?
Yes, I would happily turn on the light.
There we go. There we go. Man, we haven't had that on the whole time.
Yeah, it was dark in here.
It was very dark in here.
Straining to see like the old lady I am.
There's a 6th night, and there's a custom difficulty mode. Yeah, there is. Well, how much longer are we gonna do this for?
I don't know what time it
It's
is.
10 o'clock right now.
Oh, we should wrap it up, maybe. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, we can. Well,
What do you want to do?
I say we just keep playing this. Because we have to get out of it. I have to open the... I mean, it's not that much work to open the other game and get it going. I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's is really easy to just jump into. But we'll save that for the next time. The truly terrifying. We might go back and forth, actually. That might be a good idea to give us a little bit of a break. Is to, every other week, we go from, the just brutally jump scary
to like something narratively driven like this, or like Detention. We started the other game, Detention, which is really good so far. Games like that are pretty plentiful, and the writing's really good. So we'll continue this. Noah, I hope you don't mind. I hope you are still enjoying this, and let's just dive into it. I'm sure you guys are just like, let's just do something. Do you want the? Do you have the headphones? Here you go.
What are we doing?
We're doing this.
Okay, great.
Okay. New school, new teachers,
New school, who dis?
and most importantly, new classmates who I always have trouble connecting with. Like most other kids with glasses, probably. I forced myself to get out of my warm bed. Dad would usually drive me to my old school, but this morning the bedroom of my parents was silent. Did they sleep in? Uh-oh. Maybe it was a good thing. I didn't want to get the daddy's boy reputation from day one. My parents were probably stuck together, or still tucked in. I don't know where I saw stuck together.
Stuck together. Whoa, stuck
Dreaming about the golden days when everything was so simple and easy. We mostly, so that's, we'll be honest, we have not streamed very long, but the streaming that we have done has been scary games.
Well, when it's the two of us together, it's scary games. When it's you...
Yes, we will. We do, and I have it. I don't even have to buy it, so that's really great. And that's just a survival game, right? So we can definitely play that, or I can. But I'm sure Esther would not mind playing non-scary games.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
There are tons
I
of.
would be terrible at them, but that'd be fun.
Well, no, it'd be like this, you know. Or what was that game? Detroit Become Human. We played that together.
Yeah, but that one was easy. That's not like a regular video game.
No, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean by like, it's like a non-horror version. Yeah, we will. Sure. Well, let's write that down. Another thing that we got suggestions on when we were on Twitch, sorry, I'm bumping this thing, was playing games that everyone could play, including the chat, and really like engaging the chat. I don't know if you guys have been in chats where that's happened, where you play like, I don't know. The example they gave was like Jackbox games, but this were mine. Add it to the list. If you think of any other horror games or any other games you'd like us to see us play, feel free to mention them. Like I said, we've got the general idea of this war of mine from the Kickstarter. It probably was a game first, and they converted it. Anyways, let's continue with the parents being stuck together when everything was so simple and easy. Sweet dreams, even far removed from reality. I silently sneaked out of the first floor so I wouldn't wake up anybody, especially the peacefully sleeping Olya. But I get the feeling that no one's gonna be there, or they're all gonna be like bloody. Oh gosh, I did my best to step on the middle of every floorboard. I could never get that down.
I don't know. Does that not creak if you do it that way?
No, I don't think that
Or
tracks.
is he just trying not to step on cracks?
I think he's trying to not make it crack, but whenever I tried to sneak around and I knew which one the cracky one was and I had to step on it, I felt like there's nowhere I could step. It still just creaked like crazy. So maybe that does work, I don't know. I always thought I would go for the edges because they made contact with the wood. And if you got placed at... Anyways, not important. I used to play like this even in our old apartment. If my soles touched the space between floorboards, it counted as stepping into lava. We should just keep reading. The clock was spurring me on with its hands. I need to hurry. Faster, faster.
Why?
I was too fast, so we needed to circle the hallway once again.
Don't expect it to be easy.
As a permadeath mechanic, oh man, I had to read guides and save. Jeez. Boiling lava was bursting out of the cracks between floorboards. I needed to watch my step to survive at any cost. Hippity hop, like a frog jumping on molehills, like a fearful bunny in a grove full of wolves. I made a sandwich in the kitchen, shoved it down. Oh gosh.
Gross.
Shoved it down my throat and drank it down with cold tea. My appetite was as good as of someone being led up the scaffold toward a guillotine. Yeesh. I lowered my gaze and saw that one of my feet was standing on two floorboards at the same time.
Oh.
Burnt to a crisp, huh?
Because he fell into the lava.
I moved my foot, Disgusting little snakes writhed in my belly. The fear of getting hit and being called nasty names. The clock clicked.
This war of mine is permanent Iron Man mode, right?
I need to go. It was dark outside, fitting for an early winter morning. The darkness never fully left the house around here. I took my time tying my shoes, buttoning up the puffy down jacket, trying to delay my unpleasant exit into the semi-dark, into the unnerving unknown. You're just gonna go out there without telling anybody?
What is this kid doing?
Like, that's even more frightening than the other thing you did.
He wants to die.
I rubbed my glasses for good luck, though I couldn't remember a single time these stick pieces of glass brought me any good fortune. Is that a thing? Rubbing your glasses for good luck.
It's not a thing.
Never
in
heard
the
that
United
before.
States.
That should be in the glossary. Tell us about the rubbing of glasses. Yeah, plus, if one character dies, some others may get depressed and either leave your party or kill themselves. Yeah, see, that's... So we've played games... we're big into board games, and there are games like that. We have a game called Dead of Winter. It's a really good board game. It's a zombie board game. Zombie apocalypse. You can tell... You can guess when I bought that. Around the same time I bought this War of Mine. It has that same thing. I think it's a morale meter, that if like one of your party dies, you lower the morale meter, and there's other things. So it's like a Mr. Ostrich. Hello,
Mr. Ostrich.
Ostrich.
Hello.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
I
Is
don't.
A new friend.
But I
Hi,
welcome
new
anyone.
friend.
We're talking about board games right now. Can you see this?
We can see your chat. It's just a little bit delayed.
Yes,
I
a little
think.
bit delayed.
So so we won't see.
We're
it
super
from
happy
here.
to see it. Happy to have you here. I think anyone actually kills themselves. I think they just leave the hideout. You don't know that. You don't know what's going to happen after they leave the hideout. But I'm pretty sure the board game at least, goes down that path. a lot of dark, depressing things that can happen in that game. But yes, morale can go down. You can lose a lot of different things. Jeez, great video 9 years ago. Did you see it 9 years ago? Or did you see it and it was from 9 years ago? Because yes, I appreciate you coming this way. I am a huge fan of The Simpsons.
Can you?
What's happening? Sorry. I am happy that led you here. It is a favorite scene of mine. Again, like I said, I'm a huge fan of The Simpsons, seasons 1 through 8. 9, when they start having the musicals. See, that's the like Principal and the Pauper. Was like not a huge deal breaker, but when they started singing, I was gone. I was like, none of these people can sing. This is awful. So if you want to talk anything Simpsons, love to talk to you about Simpsons. Right now,
You can still talk to him about Simpsons.
yeah, you
right
can
now. He'll
absolutely.
still do it.
Yes, but I was just gonna explain that
I saw it just recently.
that we're playing scary games. This one is a lot more narrative. We were just talking about how we play. We're going to go in between like super scary like Five Nights at Freddy's or Outlast to like these more narrative, creepy environment building games. So anyways, thank you for watching that Simpsons video. Everyone and their mom is now watching it apparently. It had, at the beginning of this month, or a month ago, it had 1,000 views. And all of a sudden,
9 years.
yeah, all of a sudden, I was getting just subs like crazy. And I'm like, what is going on? I haven't posted anything in ages. And I saw that it became a recommended video. And honestly, of all the things on my YouTube channel, it was the most deserving. I mean, it's a really solid Simpsons clip. I don't deserve all the subs, but I'm just happy that it brought me here. Brought you here, I should say. So welcome. Anyways, oh, thank you. I was not asking you to, but I appreciate you subbing, and I'm glad that we share the love of Simpsons. So if you'd like to, tell me your favorite clip. If it's beyond season 9, we will block you immediately. Just kidding, we will not block you. But I always love to hear what people's favorite episodes or favorite seasons are. They are usually the ones that line up with me.
Thank you.
I know, isn't that nice?
It's very nice.
We're pretty chill here. Now, back to the rubbing of glasses. It was cool. Okay, so rubbing glasses. Have any of you heard of that? Have any of you heard rubbing glasses for good luck?
Let us know in the comments.
I don't know.
Click
I don't know if that's
subscribe button. Please don't. I don't know.
I don't know if that's a foreign thing. If that's something outside of the U.S. that's done. I never heard that when I was in Ukraine, but it was only over 2 years. So 1 through 20. Okay. I'll allow it. 1 through 20. Oh, it won't kill children. That is the line it won't cross. See the little ones. DLC. Kids suck to have as characters. They can't scavenge. Yeah, they suck to have in real life too. They can't scavenge either. Just kidding. Kids are awesome. All right. Let's take a peek. Oh, he's straight up just gonna go outside in the dark.
What's that? Like, is that like a replay button? Does that give us the chance?
It's auto. I think it just
goes.
goes.
It'll just autoplay.
Yeah.
It's like, do we get to
Homer's
go
enemy.
back and change our experience?
Oh no, yeah. We haven't made
like,
very many decisions.
I was just looking at that going, that looks exactly like the Tumblr reblog. But
Homer's Enemy, solid episode. Frank Grimes, a favorite of mine. Some great moments in there. I'm trying to think of a favorite scene from that
I
episode.
can't read the chat from all three.
I rub other people's glasses, not for good luck, just because.
You're a jerk.
Senga
As a
was here.
glasses wearer.
Senga was here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping by. I don't mind you rubbing other people's glasses. I don't wear glasses, so you go right on
You do
ahead.
sometimes, and you would not like.
Well,
it
now
if
I know not to
liked them.
do it. Wear it around Sangha.
Spooky.
Spooky, scary.
Boys becoming men.
Men becoming wolves.
I'm hitting that part of the night where it's
Starting to get loop-de-loop.
drag. I didn't have caffeine today, so.
Oh no. That's not
No,
gonna
because
help.
then I will not sleep.
Anyways, Homer's Enemy, really great. My favorite scene from that is when he's showing the pictures to Frank Grimes, and he's like, "You went to the moon?" He's like, "Yeah." "You been?" Anyways, thought that was funny. Here we go. Sky was akin to a giant bruise. On the east side of it, a black cloud was swelling up. It licked up stars from the sky and extinguished the rising sun. Darkness was plastered all over the treetops. You know, you can't, on your phone, if you want, you can go to the stream.
Bro, I broke into Area 51. I got a copy of Rick and Morty Season 6.
And Shrek 5. Put it back! We're not ready for that. The cautious cries of birds got tangled up in the thicket. I locked the front door with a long key that I wore around my neck. The keys in Ukraine were the coolest keys. They were like skeleton keys. Sometimes they were like, they didn't just have prongs, they had prongs going all different directions. Burn it.
Had so much sugar today.
I know, I gotta stop too. My parents made me wear this noose, afraid that I, being a total klutz that I am, could lose the key otherwise. Smart parents. Because kids lose crap all the time. The wind whizzed on the other side.
No, we both
Whizzed on the other side of the gate. It invited me into my new life toward dubious. Yeah, I saw a lot of people whizzing on things. Dubious adventures in Ukraine. And tagged alone, like the old buddy pushing me in the back. Wide shadows that pines grew out covered a third of the clearing. Upon reaching the edge of the forest, I hit my nose in the coat's collar. He's just going. He didn't say goodbye to his parents. He didn't say goodbye to anybody.
He's on drugs.
He just left the house. Yeah, it's the same place. Look, that's where we saw the glove. I was squeezing through the thin fire break, my hair ruffled up and my back hunched over. Tall trees stood on both sides of the tiny trail. The snowy blanket rustled under my feet, and the canopy of intertwined branches above my head cut me off from the already sparse starlight. The night had no plans of moving away from the forest. What time is it? Do we know what time it is?
It's like the middle of the night. I have no idea.
Like, when do they have school in Ukraine? Russia. In this darkness, trees reminded me of shaggy old women that smelled of burial? Is it burial? Burial earth.
Like when you bury someone.
Burial grounds, and you bury grounds, yeah.
You're
Sorry,
okay.
sorry, folks. Brain's just chugging. Their trunks turned into cracked, wrinkled faces with holes in the middle as their mouths. If I lost focus even for a moment, mold-covered witches would drag me into the forest depths. This kid ain't right. Then my parents would be walking around these parts screaming my name. But the dead couldn't answer the living.
Oh,
Ho!
it's a babushka.
It's a babushka. Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Or can they?
Oh,
It's the dancing animals.
the animal circus.
A sense of panic was growing in my chest. I was fine with Dad carrying me into the school in his hands by now if it saved me from watching the darkness rise up in the ravines like black dough. It felt like someone jumped in the bushes behind me, so I turned around. As soon as I started walking faster, I heard the snow squeak behind me. I wouldn't call snow steps squeaking. The forest took a deep breath with its giant lungs. The windfall cracked. The wind and the birds were left behind in the field. Now I could only hear the forest creak.
You should just start narrating in Russian.
I walked, listening closely, and the unseen presence grew stronger. I don't know all the words.
Yeah.
The school days start at around 8 a.m. and run until 1 to 2. That's what I thought. That's what I remember, getting up early for school.
Why are you?
Was still...
It's not that he's up early for school. It's that he purposely got up before anyone else would be awake so that he could do this.
Daphne! Hello!
you found us!
He's not going to school?
Not right now.
That's what I was confused about.
No, he's like trying to creep around.
He didn't appraise us of this information. He just woke up and decided to do it, huh?
But he was like, he was dropping the hints that like he's trying not to wake people up.
You've been dropping a lot of hints that he's... Well, but it said he was trying not to wake people up because he didn't want to go to school. And it just said there that he would rather, at this point, he'd rather be taken in by his dad. I think he is going to school. It's just really early. Like, it wasn't dark out when I went to school. Sheesh. As if someone was following me, trying to match the pace of my
Maybe he's in northern Russia
footsteps.
and it's like dark for a lot of the time.
I turned my head so fast it made my neck crunch. It's 2 a.m. for you, Mr. Ostrich? Holy cow. A tiny trail behind me
You should
disappeared
go to
into
bed, Mr.
darkness.
Ostrich.
Man, I love life. There you go. Way to be optimistic. I'm choosing to take that literally as opposed to sarcastically. A tiny trail behind me disappeared in the darkness. I forgot about YouTube, but it's all good. I have you on my bedroom TV. Well, I hope you're ready for some spooks and scares and a lot of reading. Tree branches overlapped, forming a natural tunnel.
Есть здесь кто?
Who's there?
Who's there?
Oh, sorry, you go for it. The question escaped my lips and dissolved into the unending creaking sound of the wooden idols, the pines around me. Why did I think going through the forest alone was a good idea? Yeah, what the heck is wrong with you, kid? I'm either going mad. That's it. We don't need to hear the other option. You're going mad. Or someone had intentionally lured me away from... Nope, it's you.
You should get a new comment.
What's that?
Comment
Comment on what?
in the chat.
Oh, I did.
You said Daphne's?
Yeah.
Oh.
I read it. And
I can't read it, so I can't tell if you.
Oh. Are you able to... If you pull up the stream on your phone, you can follow along with the chat.
Oh.
If you want to see it. In fact, let me see if I can make this bigger.
I need to get my eyes checked again.
I'll bring it closer to you. Does that help?
That does help.
Okay.
Thank you.
A kind of scary game is Granny. Get it on iPhone or Android. Recommend you play it. Write it down. I have watched
Granny.
Corey Kenshin play Granny. I am going to look at all those games, like the not Horror Shorts Party. That's a YouTube channel. Puppet Combo and all those. I want to look into those because those are like real scary. Or someone had intentionally lured me. Okay. Distant lights granted me a smidgen of hope. A country road. Take me home! I ran there as fast as I could, as if afraid that the trail would shrink. Clawed hands will grip me by the shoulders, turn me around and make me look at the faces of hungry forest denizens. In the end, nobody stopped me.
Wait, this Granny game better not be that one that we saw the commercials for. I was like, what's her secret? And it had Kathy Bates and...
No. That's a different app.
Oh no, that's that like
Murder
mansion.
House or something like that. I can't remember. I almost flew to the decrepit wooden bridge, disbelieving my luck. Decrepit wooden bridge. The bridge's supports bathed in a spring, terry, and ice cold.
How many of the Silent Hills have you played?
So it's funny you bring that up. I have played
Boarding my plane.
one.
That might be bad. Oh, you gonna watch us on a plane, Mr. Ostrich?
That might be bad. Well, thank you for being here, Mr. Ostrich. You are always welcome. Come by. We love talking to you. And
I don't think they're leaving. I think they're just saying they might cut out.
Oh. Then
Are you
never
getting
mind.
loop-de-loops yet?
Just a little.
I think we're both getting loop-de-loops.
I put my hands
We
on
have
my
2
knees.
small children, and
Oh.
we get tired very
Silent Hill. So we last time played the infamous PT, the trailer that was on.
Oh, I
And
hated that.
That was disturbing, yeah.
I hated that. It was
But
so
I loved the first
upsetting.
one. I haven't played any of the other ones though. But aren't they coming out with another one?
How
Wasn't
is
that
PT
news?
related to Silent Hill?
It is Silent Hill. That was going to be the next game with Guillermo del Toro and what's his face?
Heading to Florida. That's where I'm from.
Yeah,
I
that's
grew
her-
up in Florida.
That's her home.
I have family there. One of our friends who was here earlier before he went to bed, he's in Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Way too hot for me. I'm from Washington, so I'm a weakling to when it comes to.
I hope
to
that
the
you're
heat.
doing something fun in Florida, and I hope that the weather's not terrible.
I hope we don't read about it in the news.
Gosh, that was morbid.
No, like Florida Man. I put my hands on my
Don't
knees and
eat
looked up at
bath
the
salts.
forest.
Don't take bath salts and eat somebody's face.
Do you still have the game? Do I still have which game?
Silent Hill?
Silent Hill? I'm from Alaska. Oh wow, really?
Whoa, why are you going to Florida, my friend?
That is the opposite corner. I thought I was the opposite corner with Washington, but Florida really is the. Yes. So, and that's what we played. I have it on a PS4, but we have the rebuilt version.
Florida man. Decrepit.
That's all that needs to be said.
I was living in Florida when like they were eating people's faces and stuff. So.
Yeah. So we have PT. I don't have that. That first one I played when it first came out, so I don't have that anymore. Unfortunately, I wish I did, but I'm sure you could buy
Your
it
friends are there.
on Steam, right?
I hope you have so much fun with your friends in Florida.
The thicket.
And I hope that you get some
pretending.
nice sunshine and a
be
break
asleep.
from all of the frozen
It looks peaceful.
Arctic tundra
Lifeless.
in Alaska that you probably live with right now. But I bet that it's beautiful like a Bob Ross painting.
The remaining part of my commute lied through a snow-laden road, illuminated by sparse lamplights. I chased away bad thoughts and ran as far as I could, from one circle of light to another, seeking protection from electric lamps. Just like that game where you need to be the first person to proclaim, "I'm protected."
What's
Wait,
this
what?
game?
A kid's tag. And this is not like any tag I've played. Konami is doing something but crappy mobile gambling. Oh, doing nothing but crappy mobile. That's real sad. A fun, not horror game is Dan the Man or Jetpack Joyride. I played Jetpack Joyride. Completely recommended. Floridians eat people's faces. Oh man, we're all over the place in this chat.
This was a while ago. This was when I think I was in like high school.
Yeah, like 10 years ago,
And,
maybe more.
There was a thing that had come out where this guy, I think they were in Central Florida.
I know,
Because
they did
everything
remove it.
happens in Central Florida. There's a guy who had taken some kind of drug that I think was new at the time that they were calling bath salts and was just like psycho and like ate somebody's face like on a bridge somewhere or something. And people were really freaked out that it was like gonna be the start of the zombie apocalypse, but it was just some dude on drugs.
Yeah,
But it happened a couple times, I think.
I feel like they revealed that he wasn't on bath salts. Like he was just insane, and everyone's joking like, "Oh, there's the zombies."
I don't know.
I'll have to look into that. That'd be interesting to see. Konami is a horde company now. They remove PT. Yeah, so they remove PT. I still have it installed on my PS4, and I still see on eBay people selling PS4s with PT on them. and people will buy them. But you don't need to do that, guys. Don't do that. Go and play that one that I found. This guy made it really good. Like, it's still as disturbing and scary as I feel the original was. So, a Boeing 747. I have been on a Boeing. I'm sure I've been on a Boeing 747. I've never gotten on a plane and been like, here I am on my 747. I'm pretty sure, though, it being one of the most popular model of airplane, I think.
But also, like, Floridians would probably, like, eat somebody's face if you told them that you'd give them a beer. So, like...
A kid's game, one player needs to tag other players by touching them with their hand, making them it. In certain zones, normally called the ghoul, players can stay safe from tagging. Did you ever play with a safe zone? I mean, we played for keeps. No safe zone.
Like a
Like
gulag?
gulag? Yeah. I'm protected. That's what I scream.
That's my favorite airplane.
It's a good airplane.
I don't know things about airplanes.
Then I noticed something remarkably eerie.
Oh, I love the art in this. It's so
Well, they're pretty old now, the 747s, right? Like, they've been around for ages. But they are solid
music's
airplanes.
even worse.
Was that?
The music. And the munching. Can we push the story forward so we
Oh,
can
sure.
move past the munching?
In a place with a light from an inclined lamp couldn't reach, a hairy, crooked shadow came alive with a guttural roar. He's wearing a coat! It's a wolf in a coat! It almost felt like its features deterred light. Its unnatural pose instilled fear. It got louder. My eyes almost popped out of their sockets as I stood there blinking, trying to chase away that illusion. Oh, hello.
It's a lady wolf.
There's something less threatening about them wearing a lady jacket, but the shadow didn't disappear and even got closer. My insides were gripped with horror.
Alright, when I go to
stepped
the
back and
States,
almost
I'm
fell
not going
into
to
a snow
Florida.
There's a lot of
Bad
good.
decision.
I mean, Florida
But
has Disney World.
Yeah, Florida has Disney, but so does California. So
Disneyland.
Yeah.
Very different. The black silhouette, on the other hand, straightened up and addressed me in a sweet voice.
Чего крадешься?
Sneaking around, huh? Trying to steal my soul.
What? Wow, way to jump
Yeah,
to
the sounds
conclusions.
are terrible, Daphne.
Words got stuck in my throat. Who could be talking in such a silky voice here, between the forest and the dormant village?
Чего молчишь?
Can you say something, dummy?
Oh
Yay,
no,
I'm
a
glad you
furry.
could stick with us, Mr. Ostrich.
Язык вырвали?
A cat got your tongue.
Слушай, а я тебе еще
Have
и
fun
нос
in Florida
откушу.
in May. You'll be dying of heat. All right, I'll bite off your
What
nose
else is
then.
new? Are you going to Disney World?
Будешь знать, как
That'll
совать
teach
его
you not
в
to
чужие
poke it in
дела.
places it doesn't belong.
A girl stood before me, judging from the voice and the silhouette. But I couldn't even reprimand myself for getting scared by a girl before noticing a gaping mouth under her hood with something dangerously shiny inside. I was stunned.
Beautiful teeth.
Okay, is it not gonna be scary? From the cavity of her hood, a frighteningly real fox face was staring straight at me. It's just her jaw
Passive aggressive.
weren't moving and her eyes weren't blinking. It's a mask. A mask. Call it.
Demon.
Demon! It's just a girl with a fox mask on.
Then what was
At
she
least
eating?
I wanted to think that. After a surprise like that, a nervous smile involuntarily crept onto my face.
А я
I was just
просто в школу иду.
going to
А
school
тут
and then
Told you.
you...
Что я?
What about me?
Что я?
Никогда не видел,
Never
как
seen a
лиса собаку
fox feed a
кормит.
dog?
Oh my gosh. Oh, look, it's a puppy. And indeed, there was a small dog circling the girl's legs. One of the strays that were chasing me
Does she
yesterday,
have
probably.
hairy fox legs? Or are those
She's
the-
boots. Furry
Извини,
boots.
я не хотел.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Извини, я не хотел. After hearing my voice, the dog whimpered, lowered its ears, sniffed me out, and then started wagging its tail.
MegaCon! I've been to MegaCon. It's lots of fun.
What's MegaCon?
It's like Comic-Con in Orlando.
Oh. They didn't want to get sued. I guess I still smelled of bologna that I ate for breakfast. What a breakfast. I was shifting my gaze back and forth from the dog to the girl. She didn't seem scary anymore, just weird.
So you didn't mean to, huh?
Oh man, way to dust off an oldie there, Daphne.
Как тебя зовут?
What's your name?
Как тебя зовут?
Меня Антон.
I'm Anton.
А тебя?
And you?
Антон?
And I'm not.
Oh, you can see eyes now.
Huh.
She's weird. Definitely has a couple loose screws.
You're
Oh,
one to talk
yeah.
about.
I don't think you have one screw fully tightened, Antone. But she has a nice voice. Oh boy. My astonishment has turned into a mix of happiness and relief. This girl I didn't know was definitely human, if a bit eccentric. I was also a bit angry at myself. The foxy girl, oh, we're now calling her foxy girl, was walking through the darkness without problem, and I shuddered from every little sound. I couldn't just walk away, but this girl had piqued my interest. I could just walk away, but this girl has piqued my interest. The next time a police officer asks me about my friends at the new place, I'll tell him that I befriended a talking fox. Yeah.
Ты
that's
здесь
very
живешь?
Do you live around here?
В поселке?
In the village?
The fox giggled and purred. She spun around so hard the hem of her coat lifted up.
Oh.
Нет,
No,
глупый.
dummy.
Лисы не живут
Foxes
в
don't live
поселках.
in villages.
Хочешь сказать, ты
So
живешь
you
в
live in the
лесу?
forest then?
Из какой норы ты
You've been living
вылез?
under a rock. It's
Конечно.
obvious that foxes
Лисам
can't
среди
survive
людей не
anywhere near
выжить.
humans.
Пока они
As
лис.
long as they're foxes.
Her jokes were also weird. Just like her carnival mask. Paper mache with fur glued onto it. That is a really good carnival mask. As a dog reminded us of its existence with a loud bark. I unfastened my backpack. He's gonna pull out the axe. Dad would sometimes throw food in there without my knowledge. Cookies, apples, or even my favorite crab sticks.
Crab sticks?
Oh man, crab sticks! Remember those as a kid?
What are crab sticks?
Crab sticks. Gafglash. He called it a gift from the bunny.
What?
Treat from the bunny, an uneaten part of a business lunch, or a treat specifically bought for children. Parents would tell their children that a bunny asked them to deliver said treat, but it could also be any other animal, a squirrel or a bear, for example. Wow, that's kind of cool. Did you guys know that? I did not. The stray strolled toward me with mincing footsteps, with a pleading look in its eyes. The fox did definitely treat it to something, but it was probably still hungry.
Зачем ты так вырядилась с утра пораньше?
Why are you dressed like this so early in the morning?
На утренник
Going
идешь?
to a costume party?
The girl shrugged, throwing silvery snowflakes off her nose. And her human form along with them.
Oh.
But
She shrugged off her human form.
turning into a genuine beast. A real fox. Agile, cunning, dangerous. A moment of hesitation and you'll be ripped to shreds. She'll tear you up and gulp you down without a breaking sweat. Wow, calm down. I couldn't help but just stand there as a stump. Until I heard her calm, melodic laughter, hidden underneath the beastly mask.
Видел бы
Kid
ты
cuisine.
свою маску,
Oh, man.
сладенький.
Sorry.
What about kid cuisine?
Someone just talked about kid cuisine.
I wish you could have seen your own mask, sweetie.
Did she say sweetie? I got embarrassed. Went red up to my hair roots. We'd seen a fox in a zoo once, when we went there with Dad, but had patchy fur, was gray and skinny. Yeah, zoos are kind of sketchy there, but they're sketchy here. But this girl was a fiery color and furry, just like in fairy tales. I was still rummaging through my backpack. My fingers that were searching for the dog's treat stumbled upon some soft, crumpled object.
Ничего,
You'll see.
скоро проснутся настоящие звери. Спроси-ка лучше
You
у
should
них,
ask them where they
где
got their
они
human
взяли
faces.
свои человеческие
Oh
лица.
my. Oh, it's one of those games. The girl's shadow was dancing in the lamp's light. The dog yapped in agreement. I freaked out and dropped my finding in the snow without getting a proper chance to examine it. Cold wind instantly covered the hole it created with snow. The dog rushed to dig it out, wanting to get its treat. And the fox just snorted. Now I was embarrassed. I was so embarrassed I wanted to sink through the snow. It was still dark outside of the electric circle. On the contrary, the darkness seemed even more thick. All neighboring houses were sleeping deeply in its inkiness. I did my best to continue the conversation with the weird girl I didn't know.
Так ты в школу идешь?
So are you going to school?
Ах, ну
Oh
какой
my,
же
you are a
дурачок.
real dummy.
Так ничего и
Can't
не
you
понял.
get it?
Welp, I was trying to be friendly, but she can't stop mocking me. Calling me a dummy and all. Wearing his sport hat.
Is that what it said?
Yeah. I should have just moved along without paying any attention to this weirdo and her stupid dog.
А ты чего обзываешься?
Why are you so mean?
Не хочешь отвечать?
Don't answer
Пожалуйста.
if you don't want to.
Никто не
It's
требует.
not like I care.
Still, something froze me in place, tugged me toward the dark figure. A mysterious appearance, her voice that was velvety and just languid enough. I was intrigued and excited. I watched her as people watch fires burn.
Ой, да не
Oh,
дуйся.
stop pouting.
Гляди-ка
Look
лучше.
here.
Ты нравишься Жульке.
Julka took a liking to you.
The dog was digging through snow with sharp movements, snoring loudly. The fox turned around and looked at the windows of a nearby house, at its timbered front through the white mist.
Have you heard of...
Amori, that is a game, I believe, that's on my wish list. If it's a game at all. If it's not a game, then no, I have not heard of Amori. Hey, there it is! Yes, I have. And it's on my wish list. Do you recommend it? Think Earthbound with even more psychological damage. Oh, it's a game. The tip of her fake nose was shining under the lamp's light.
И не только ей.
And maybe someone else, too.
I went red again, like a boiled crayfish this time. Is she talking about herself or someone else? I hoped the semi-dark would be able to hide my embarrassment from the girl. Look at his shame. I cleared my throat before asking.
А кому еще я
And who
нравлюсь?
is that person?
I waited, counting my heartbeat. The fox didn't reply. Her sly stare was scanning the frosty patterns of someone's window. She was reading them like a glass book. I wonder what she could see in those winter paintings. The stray stopped rummaging through the snow. It ran to me, holding my object in her arms, or our jaws. A mitten.
The mitten! Do you like cats?
Do I like cats? I like cats,
Bro, do
but
you
I
like cats?
like dogs better.
I am not a cat person.
She's allergic to cats.
There are very few cats that I like.
I had two cats growing
But
up.
like, do I like cat videos? Sure, those are fun. Do I want to touch
Oh.
a cat? No.
Or the show,
Oh,
the Broadway show.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, me neither. Could it be the one I found in the forest? What is it doing here? When I looked closer, I realized that it was just my mitten. Oh boy, maybe Mom stuffed it in there when I was asleep. Wait, that mitten looks like identical to the other mitten.
I have
Six cats!
Ooh,
A
that's a lot of
certain
cats.
missing boy immediately came to mind.
Эй, ты знаешь что-нибудь про
I would
Вову?
die at your house. I'm so allergic. Hey, do you know anything about Vova?
I imagined the scene, silhouettes dancing in the clearing. The dance on the night when Vova disappeared.
Sarah, Chewy, Bob, First, Pepe, Rocco.
Ooh.
Cute. Does that say First?
Yeah, it does.
That's an interesting name.
A boy who, when found, can provide a big reward and maybe save my family. I remembered my birthday when our parents promised to take me and Olya to Disneyland in Paris.
Whoa!
But instead of a long-anticipated gift, they gave me a simple brick game console, visibly embarrassed. I was crying my eyes out back then, demanding to take me to the promised amusement park. We were just talking about Disneyland. That was the first time when Mom and Dad had a big fight. My greediness shattered their relationship. Aw, kid, don't do that. If only I could fix everything. Gather everybody I love and take them to Disneyland.
Purpose. The 6 cats. Do the 6 cats serve
В ночь, когда пропал Вова, я, кажется,
On the
видел,
night
как кто-то
Vova
похожий на
disappeared,
тебя
I think I
плясал
saw
под моим
someone
окном.
looking like you dancing under my window.
It couldn't be true, but I felt like her mask became even more sly. The fox was sniffing me out.
А что?
Ты тогда
Oh, that got you
испугался?
worried?
За себя
For
или
yourself
кого-то
or for
еще?
someone else?
Well, yeah. As soon as I thought about my sister, my chest tightened, and cold sweat streamed down my spine.
Ну так слушай меня
Well then,
внимательно,
listen closely,
мальчик
a
по
boy
имени
named
Антон.
Anton.
Это
This is
большой
a
и
big and
страшный
scary
лес.
forest.
Her eyes went black again. The fox girl stepped forward menacingly.
И я
And
не
I'm not its
единственный его
only
обитатель. Другие
The
звери
other
уже
beasts
знают о
already
тебе.
know about you.
Берегись
Beware, we'll come
Этой
again
ночью
tonight. I shouldn't have talked to this evil in child form.
I thought, panicking.
Пока ты со своей
When you
семьей
and your
будешь
parents will be
спать,
fast asleep,
подкрадемся
sneak
близко-близко.
I mean, that's not too bad.
Станцуем.
It's like the Broadway play, Cats, right?
Макарену!
Oh my goodness.
Чё?
Sure.
Эй, Макарена!
Hey, Macarena.
Boy, there's a throwback. It's even older than Daphne's What's the Fox Say?
Look at you, your mouth is agape, Antonsha.
Antosha.
Видел он меня ночью у своего окна.
You
Ага,
saw me in
как
his
же!
window at night. Yeah, right.
А ты
Are
случайно
you,
не
by any
дурачок?
chance,
Нет?
a dimwit?
Меня не
Nobody would let me
отпускают
go
гулять
outside
так
that
поздно.
late.
Здесь,
Children
знаешь
go
ли,
missing here,
дети
you know.
пропадают.
I touched the plastic frame of my glasses, puzzled by her
Cats
silky
serve the
voice.
purpose of cuteness, cuddles, mice. Yeah, that's it.
2 times the
Allison.
drugs. She got me scared to death.
Ой, да не тереби ты
Hey,
окуляры
why don't
свои.
you stop fondling your glasses?
Fondling?
Я раньше тоже
I was also
близорукой была.
nearsighted once.
Лучше послушай
Listen to
меня.
me, and maybe
Может
you'll
быть, ума
become
наберешься.
smarter.
Лисичку как
Remember
обычно
what do
называют?
they call foxes?
Плутовка?
Cunning.
Plutovka. I didn't know that word. Plutovka. Cunning. My words seemed to hurt her.
Ух ты ж! Да как ты меня?
Ой, прости.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Her laughter was akin to the jingle of a pair of silver bells. This is not disturbing or graphic at all.
Шучу я!
Just pulling your leg.
Конечно,
Of course
плутовка.
they're cunning.
Если ты
If you're
ловкий
agile and
слон,
brave
не
enough to befriend
боишься
a
с
cunning
плутовкой
fox,
водиться,
I'll help look for
я
your
так и быть
vulva.
помогу. Ты же неспроста
There's a reason why
говоришь.
you're doing it, right?
I shrugged and replied. Her insight was alarming.
Знаю, почему дети
I know,
повадились соваться
children.
в наш лес.
I've been swarming our forest recently.
Порой там можно найти
Sometimes you can
много
find a lot of
всякого
interesting stuff
интересного.
there.
Я вот однажды
One day
нашла
I saw a
целый
huge
сугроб
pile of candy
конфет
once,
и
and I
купалась в
swam in
нем.
it until
Да
my
так что
jaws
челюсть
cramped.
слиплась.
A pile of candy? I couldn't deduce whether she believed in what she was saying from the tone of her voice. I showed her another smile, a fake one this time.
Посмотрите-ка, какой недоверчивый.
Ooh, so wary.
Ну-ну,
Well, what will
что
you say
ты
to
на
this
это
then?
скажешь?
Oh, don't take that candy. As a stranger in a fox mask, I wouldn't take that candy.
She held out her hand in a furry
Security breach isn't that bad though. Isn't that you're the kid and you're a kid in multiple ones, but isn't the one where you're the kid in the amusement park thing?
So if we befriend the fox, she'll help us look for vulva?
There was an assortment of sweets in her palm. In the city where I used to live, sweets like that were sold at markets or in kiosks. I know what a kiosk is. Small container type shops selling a wide assortment of products from bubblegum to types of shops from the 90s and crime organizations. I saw my favorite bubblegum in a vivid wrapper among the tasty treasure. Turbo! A familiar name was on it.
Turbo.
A triangular fox face poked her nose toward me.
Simpsons clip shows up in my recommended, and now I'm here.
Hey, Ezra, welcome! We're happy to have you here. Half the people here have also been here because of that Simpsons clip.
Yep.
And they're probably tired of me saying it, but I posted that thing 9 years ago for a college class. It had like maybe 1,000 views, and I thought that was a lot. And then this month, boy howdy, I was getting all the subs. So thank you so much for coming by, even for just a moment.
Yeah, we're playing this really cool narrative game.
This game
called
is supposed to be
Tiny
scary.
Bunny?
But it is right now the music and everything else is super cute. It did warn us in the beginning it was going to get pretty graphic and all kinds of stuff. And we're still kind of waiting on that.
Well,
but,
there's been some creepy moments.
There have been.
I got jump scared a couple times.
This, however, is not one of them.
This is weird, though.
This is
Угощайся.
Take some.
I hope it gets
У меня
crazy.
их
My
полные карманы.
pockets are full of these.
They've got razor blades. Okay,
Take or
guys.
refuse.
What do you think? Should we take it or refuse it? I am of the opinion that we should.
I mean, the smart thing to do would be to refuse it, but the fun thing to do
Yeah,
the
I
more
like to take
interesting
chances on the
thing to
taking it.
would probably be to take
Yeah.
it.
So we'll see what you guys have to think about it, but we won't wait too long. YouTube CEO, yeah, amen to that.
Wojcinski?
Wojcinski.
Is it weird for you
Take.
hearing all of this in Russian?
You got it. It's not. It's actually kind of cool.
Are the translations pretty good?
Ezra's the first to respond. Oh no, we've got to take and refuse.
Well, the first one said take, so let's do it.
Drugs. Refuse
We're
drugs.
already on drugs, so.
Yeah, that's a little late. Yeah, this kid's already taken the wasp-colored pills, so we're gonna take them. We're gonna take them.
Take it.
In it. Oh. I accepted the treat, and catching a whiff of the girl's smell. Fur, fireworks, and citrus. The smell of holidays. My fingers tingled while I was carefully unwrapping the gum. It's just gonna be razor blades. Peachy aroma entered my nostrils, and something else. Something unfamiliar, but pleasant. Uh-oh.
Drugs.
That's the drugs. The fruity cube ended up in my mouth. I started chewing my molars. I started moving my molars, chewing the gum. Don't chew your molars, folks.
There's Tampax in the candy.
Hey, who's this? Oh, it's Senga was here. You're still here. You was here and you are here. It tastes like your usual Turkish gum. Only my tongue went a bit numb. I couldn't believe my luck after opening the insert.
It's a Mercedes-Benz.
I looked at the Mercedes-Benz, an extremely rare and hence desirable collector's item for any boy from my previous neighborhood. Or anthrax. That is another throwback right there. My heart skipped a beat. I was barely able to tear my eyes off the insert, still stunned.
Это же...
This is...
Теперь понял, что можно
Now
найти
do
в
you see
лесу.
what can be found in the
Weed.
forest?
Только на твоем
Still,
месте
I wouldn't
я бы
go
туда
there
в
alone if
одиночку
I were
не
you.
ходила. Тебе вон от
You
жвачки
get so
зову
flustered
дыхание
over simple
сперла.
bubblegum after all.
А представляешь,
Imagine what would
что с
happen if
тобой
you find a
будет,
travel
если
case
найдешь
worth of these?
чемодан таких фантиков? Голову
It'll
напрочь
surely
снесет.
blow your
Пиши
mind.
про...
Unusual treats. That's all I have to say about that. Just like everything else about her. I carefully hid the insert in my bag, as if I was putting a rare butterfly in a can. The fox giggled. This is not how things are supposed to go on a Monday morning. Lambo. No, Mercedes-Benz. Sweet! Who are you? I refrained from asking that question. She wouldn't answer anyway, or she'll just lie. I really wanted to see what's behind her mask. I don't know if you wanted to. She's wearing a mask for a reason. I was becoming more and more sure that underneath it wasn't just a simple young girl.
Может, Вова
What
тоже
if
нашел
Vova also
сугроб
found a
сладостей
snow
и
pile
теперь
with sweets
ковыряется
and is
в нем?
now rolling in it?
Слушай,
Actually, what
Вдруг
if
он
he
решил
decided to
остаться в
stay in
лесу?
the forest?
тогда,
He
наверное,
must be
ему
so
очень
cold without his
холодно
second
в одной
mitten then.
варежке.
Varishke. The wind caught her words like smoke from a fire and carried them deep into the darkness, into the creepy thicket. The trees behind me creaked with their bony branches.
Или с
Or
ним
what
что-то
if
случилось
something
в пути.
happened to him along the way?
Hey, Vegas will do that.
Что-то страшное.
Something terrible.
The forest reacted to her words, became alive. It sniffed me out, perking up its ears, just like a curious beast. The fox girl pierced me with her eyes again.
Дикие звери?
Wild beasts?
Diki zveri. Diki.
Это, по-твоему,
You find
страшно?
that scary?
Ну, не знаю.
Well, I don't know.
Не знаю.
He doesn't know.
Уж не с
Oh
двоечником
my,
ли
have
я
I befriended a
подружусь?
dunce?
Man, she is. I didn't like being called a dunce, as opposed to all the other things that she was calling you. Yet being friends with her sounded nice.
Я хорошист.
My grades are good. Really now?
Пойдешь со
Will
мной?
you come with me?
Хороший
Good
стартап.
grades, Anton.
Oh boy, I was gonna ask us if.
Найдем твоего
We'll
Вову.
find your Vova,
Сам
and you'll
его
be able to
спросишь,
ask him what
что
he
он нашел в
found
этой
deep in the
пуще.
forest.
Ведь пока мы
As long as you're
вместе,
with me, nothing can
никто
hurt
тебя
Oh, no.
не тронет. Вот увидишь.
you. You'll see.
Worms of worry writhed in my belly.
Yes, so worse.
Better run, whispered my mind.
Я тебе не верю.
I don't believe you.
Я тебе не верю.
Ты думаешь, я вру?
Take me for a liar.
You're dressed in a fox mask.
Пожалуйста.
Whatever, you're just like everybody else.
The girl sounded hurt, although I didn't know if she was genuine about it. She isn't.
Is this a Russian zombie game? Well, it's Russian.
Well, yeah, we've got one of those adjectives. Zombie.
I don't think it's a zombie.
Yeah, yet to be proven. I don't think it's zombies. I think it's.
It could just be a
spooky, scary.
psychological thriller, honestly.
The gum
I don't
felt
know.
bitter now. I remembered my dad's favorite saying, "Where are your manners, son?" Indeed, this fox was kind to
Не
me.
обижайся, пожалуйста.
Please, don't get mad.
Did I mention something about zombies in the beginning?
We were talking about This War of Mine, which is zombie.
It's not.
We were talking about...
This War of Mine is just apocalyptic. Oh, we were talking about Dead of Winter, which is zombies. But it is a board game. A very good board game. I highly recommend it. But this game does not have zombies. I am very fond of the zombie games. So, like yesterday we played This War of Mine. No, that's not right. We played World War Z. A lot of fun.
Who did?
Лисы бывают и добрыми.
Me and my buds.
Oh. I
Wait,
wasn't
what's
there.
today?
Today's Wednesday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because tomorrow's Thursday.
Boy, Mr. Ostrich, I hope you weren't sitting here being like, man, when do the zombies come in? But we've been saying that about the monsters. We're like, when are these monsters gonna come
Как
in?
в сказках.
Like in fairy tales.
Мне бы только
I
понять,
just
что
need
ты
to know
за
what
лиса.
kind of fox you are.
The girl giggled, hiding the nose of her mask in her hands.
Тогда пойдем со
Then
мной
follow
в
me into
лес.
the forest,
Ты
and you'll
всё
get to
обо
know
Oh,
мне
man.
Но не сейчас.
But not right
Когда
now.
рассветет.
Oh,
When
good.
it gets bright.
А то
I
тебя,
mean,
бедного,
your
всего
whole
аж
body is
потрясывает.
shaking, you poor thing.
Да выгляди
I don't
кондрашка,
want you to
мать.
get a stroke.
Oh.
Айда, провожу
Hey,
тебя до
let me
школы.
accompany you to school.
After hearing this, the dog barked in agreement and stopped messing with the mitten. That dog's been messing with that mitten the entire time. I leaned in, trying to grab the piece of handware that almost ran away from me.
Ну, если тебе по пути,
Well, if we're going in the same direction.
We went toward the school in the lost dawn. Here and there, the lights came in on the windows of the houses we passed, as if their inhabitants were sending us warning signals. Silhouettes lurked behind curtains, dogs let out occasional barks. Spirals of gray smoke rose from the chimneys. TVs bustled and dishes clanged in the kitchens. We watched the village slowly rise from its slumber while carefully treading the snow-wheeled trails. I walked in the left one, and she took the right one. The dog was following right behind us. The dog seems happy enough and innocent enough. I expected the fox to bring up something weird again, but she stayed silent all the way to school, as if playing with me some game only she was privy to. She would only giggle from time to time when the dog sneezed from the snowflakes that fell on its nose.
Oh, that sounds terrible, Mr. Ostrich. I don't know that I've ever had a zombie dream.
I was talking about remembering my very first scary dreams. One dream in particular, because of A, the music video Thriller, and B, the video game for both Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Sega called My Neighbors. I had a recurring zombie dream. I lived in a cul-de-sac, and we lived at the end of the cul-de-sac, and I always would have this dream where I look out my window and see the entrance to the cul-de-sac at night, lit by one street light, and then I'd see waves of zombies start walking into the cul-de-sac.
Man.
I had that multiple times. It was very
I've
scary.
never had a zombie
So,
dream, but I did have a
totally understand.
nightmare about foxes. Interesting enough, they wanted to eat my family, and I offered
Oh.
myself as a sacrifice to
Aw.
appease them. So
That's
if
nice
you,
of you.
If you eat me, you leave my family alone.
Yikes.
I remember it eating. I remember it like tearing into my neck. And then
Goodness.
Yeah, I was young too. I think I was like 10 years old.
Well, it's good that you would sacrifice yourself at that early age.
Yeah, I'm pretty perfect. So.
You're pretty humble.
I think I'm more humble than you would understand.
I was the first to break the silence.
Так как тебя зовут?
So what's your name?
А, ну
Here
конечно.
it comes.
Имена,
Names,
имена,
names,
имена.
names.
Людям непременно надо
People
вешать
always need to put
ярлыки на
labels
все
on
подряд.
everything.
Ну и как бы
What
ты
name would
назвал
you give to
такую
a fox
лису,
like
как
me?
я?
Даже не знаю.
I don't know.
Но я читал
But
про
I've
лису
read
по имени
about
Алиса.
Alisa the fox.
А что?
You know what?
Я не
I don't
против.
mind.
Пусть
I'll
будет
be
Алиса.
Alisa.
And there we go. Fox
Do
has
you
now
know
become
the
Elisa.
fox?
I couldn't understand if she was joking or not. I turned around as if looking for an answer. From the dog, from the dark sky devoid of dawn. My silent questions were left unanswered. The school's outline was already in our sight. Yeah, it is straight up like 4 in the morning. And these people
Well,
are...
if it's Russian winter, depending on where he is, it could
yeah,
be
I
that
guess so.
the sun rises late.
A giant brick box stuck in the endless night. Lights in its windows didn't bode
My
well for
dreams
me.
just end up being reused asset garbage piles from my real life.
Oh no! How real that becomes. The warden trees were guarding the schoolyard. Screams, childish laughter, and someone's whistling tore up the silence. I went here with mom when we moved, and the place looked cozy at the time. Empty corridors that smelled of polished, puffy snow outside. The second time I came alone to get the books and just kept on imagining my peers rolling down the railings, grade schoolers running to the library, and teachers marching down the corridor with the air of self-importance around them. High schoolers were smoking at the entrance, in track pants and wool caps, perched on their foreheads. Their appearance destroyed the last of hopes for a cozy school. Their stingy eyes and the teeth yellow from nicotine, their smirks, all of it had the same gloomy effect as the cloudy winter morning.
My first nightmare, a creature chased me down never-ending halls. The creature was tall, slightly floating above the ground, eyeless sockets with red liquid dripping from it. Other than that, all white with rows of sharp teeth. That's terrifying.
Pretty typical
Your first nightmare.
freaky thing.
My first nightmare that I remember was being chased through my house by skeletons.
Oh man. That's no bueno.
Yeah. And then the next one I remember is a giant nutcracker. So it was like thunderstorming in real life, and so it was storming in my dream, and it was one of those things where there's like nothing there, and then the flash of lightning, and you see it. It was like a giant nutcracker, like it reached up to the ceiling, and it was like bending over me. It was very scary.
Absorbed by my thoughts, I completely forgot about my
I
companion.
felt myself being ripped to
После
shreds. I
уроков
was
жду
3
тебя
when I
на
had this
заднем
dream.
дворе.
It was scary. Oh man, I've had a lot of nightmares in my lifetime. I'll wait for you at the backyard after school.
Возле
Near the
повешенного.
hanged man.
Oh,
Возле кого?
Near what?
Voslikovo? She just ignored my question.
Не опаздывай.
Don't be late.
I hesitated. Blowing hot and cold again. My mom always said that when I would have trouble choosing between two options. Thinking about mom helped me reply.
Я после школы сразу домой.
I'm going straight home after school.
Эх, Антоша, Антоша.
Antosha,
Это
I'm
я
going to
тебя
let
так
you off
просто
the hook.
отпусти. Другие же
But the others will
незаметно
creep up to you
подкрадутся
with
со
their
своими
smiles and sink their
улыбочками
teeth
и
into you.
вцепятся.
Won't be able to shake them
Клещами не
off as
оторвешь.
easily.
Попомни мои
Remember my
слова.
words.
Whoa! The fox opened her mouth in a wide yawn. What kind of trick is this? Someone running in the distance called out my name. I instinctively turned around. A huge snowball whizzed past my shoulder and hit the dog. It whimpered and ran along toward the spring. The darkness devoured it. The fox girl was also nowhere to be seen. She dissolved into frosty air. Or was she hiding in my shadow? I gulped and swallowed the gum. Oh, unlucky. After taking a deep breath, I went toward the school, towards the cutlets and dough, toward the light raining down onto the snow.
Man, I hate that, Mr. Ostrich. I'm so sorry you have those nightmares. I always had nightmares until I married this guy. I used to have nightmares like every single night.
Me.
And it was always about like something evil, like being possessed, or like somebody around me being possessed, or there being something evil in my house. And you've experienced this. I get so upset. I'm trying to like cast it out, you know, like in my dream, that I start speaking out loud. So whoever's sleeping next to me just hears me speaking out loud, like casting Satan out. It's very terrifying to wake up to.
Yeah, let's talk about the magpie in the nest. It says things inside are pieces of colorful glass, bottle caps, polished coins, or child braces.
My one bad nightmare went like this. I was in my house as normal, but when I looked outside, I saw what was a stereotypical representation of Satan, and he just stared back, after which I woke up. No thank you.
Nope. A tall man was
I have
standing
a
at the
feeling
gate, puffing
that
out clouds of smoke.
this might be a good place to end.
I was thinking the same thing. He didn't look like a teacher. Was he a PE guy, maybe? Carrie studied his face and looked like it was cut from a piece of granite, and his hair lip that was holding down a cigarette. He was playing around with the car keys and staring back at us. The light from the cigarette was reflected in his eyes, and they were sitting deep in eye sockets.
Oh, that reminds me of another childhood nightmare I had. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the old show Powerpuff Girls, but I used to watch Powerpuff Girls. And there's a character on there that they just call him, which is just like cross-dressing Satan.
I remember that.
Anyways, him had this like weird skinny black goatee that like curled up. And so in my dream, it was like bedtime, we were all getting ready for bed, and my mom started growing the him goatee. And we were trying to cut it off, and she's like bleeding everywhere because it was like not hair, and it kept coming back. It was very scary. Another nightmare I had was when I was in my grandma's huge basement, and some bed sheets for some reason ran towards me. Then they tickled me until I was awake. Horrible. Oh my gosh. Oh, the things our brains come up with. I hate it.
The hulking man lazily tore off his eyes from us and walked toward the road. Oh my gosh. Alright, I think I'm going to explore everything out here. Whoa.
Click it. Click it though.
There was a fresh-looking Volga parked nearby, with one of its front wheels perched up on the icy curb.
Is that how you spell curb?
C-U-B-R-B?
It was K-E-R-B.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Black like soothe.
I think it means sit.
As it was, I think the game is tired. As if it was straight out of the horror story Dad loved to tell me when we hid in the attic during a thunderstorm. Oh, nice, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
I remember him
Dad
always
sounds like
wearing
a
a sad
loser.
smile while mentioning the black car that snatched kids. He would say,
It looks like a funeral car on the inside. White curtains and all.
white curtains.
And it had DSC in its license plate. Do you know what that means? Death to Soviet children.
Jeez Louise. Funny, I was born in the USSR too. Alright, I think the kids are the last thing. I did, yeah, I'll do it again, just quick. A buzzing crowd of upperclassmen with the winter hats tipped to the side, and better not draw their attention. A raven's nest. Alright. Alright, folks.
Save and quit. Call it good.
Save!
Did you know that your brain can't come up with new faces? New faces in your dreams are ghosts or creatures watching you while you are asleep. I've heard that, but I've heard it a little differently. I've heard it that it's like the faces of like strangers you pass on the street and stuff. So like you don't remember them; they're not significant, but your brain stored them away. Anyway. What a fun note to end on. Thanks for that, Mr. Ostrich.
Guys, thanks for being here. It really means a lot to me and to my
it's
wife,
just
of
super
course,
fun.
that we were able to spend this time with you. Obviously, thanks for subscribing as well. If you haven't, don't worry about it. If you want to come back, we'd love to have you back. We are always here to have fun. It was a fun night tonight. Nice and simple, but still had that creepy edge to it. I think next time we might try some, faster-paced, scary games, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you guys come back anytime. We really enjoy having you here. And yeah, until next time, guys, thanks again. Especially to you, Mr. Ostrich, to you, Noah.
Have safe flights, everybody.
Safe flights.
That-
Daphne
that's
Wells.
traveling.
Daphne, of course, thanks for being here. Shout-outs to Sapir Odd, which we've butchered, but thank you for being here. Tech Stock, all you guys, Mr. Groovy, thanks for being here. Have a wonderful night. Go get some sleep, guys. That's what we're gonna do. We're dead tired. See you next time.